Hello everyone, I'm Ralph Kiner, and welcome to the New York Mets Time Tunnel. Brought to you by our good friends at Rheingold, the dry beer. Whenever you buy beer, think of Rheingold and Mitsubishi Motors. Each week, we'll embark on a journey through the Time Tunnel, delving deep into New York Mets history. Today, as the Mets take on the Giants, we have unearthed a gem, an extra inning walk-off win from 1967. Let's sit back and enjoy as we set the coordinates to May 2nd, 1967, so we can hear Lindsay Nelson, Bob Murphy, and yours truly doing the play-by-play of the Mets and Giants starting pitchers, each pitching 11 innings, and the exciting walk-off win. So, sit back and crack open a Rheingold, the dry beer, as we turn the mic over to the great Lindsay Nelson.
Shea Stadium in Flushing, New York, it's the New York Mets versus the San Francisco Giants. Rheingold brings you National League Baseball with the New York Mets. Rheingold, New York's best-selling beer. In New York City, where there are 302 different beers, one has made it to the top. Rheingold. Either you have it or you don't, and Rheingold got it.
New York Mets baseball is also brought to you by Armory Garage, Central at Colvin in Albany. He's out to win you over with the winningest deal of the year on a new Plymouth.
With Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy here at Shea Stadium in New York. The New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants set to square off in their first meeting of the season. There was no batting practice, no infield practice, although the tarp was removed from the infield about an hour before the teams came out, so that the infield area is in good condition for the playing of tonight's game. Warming up down in the bullpen area at this moment for the San Francisco Giants, right-hander Gaylord Perry. And warming up for the New York Mets is right-hander Jack Fisher. This broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Rheingold Breweries Incorporated and the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Association. At this moment, the umpires are coming out to home plate. Here comes manager Wes Westham out of the Mets dugout. Here comes Willie Mays, the captain of the Giant team, out of the Giants dugout. And they will be exchanging lineup cards, so let's check out the lineup. First for the San Francisco Giants. Leading off and playing second base, Tito Fuentes. Batting second and playing right field, Ken Henderson. Batting third and playing center field, Willie Mays. Batting fourth and playing first base, Willie McCovey. Batting fifth and playing third base, Jim Hart. Batting sixth and catching, Tom Haller. Batting seventh and playing left field, Jesus Alou. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Hal Lanier. Batting ninth and pitching, Gaylord Perry. For the New York Mets, leading off and playing shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Batting second is the second baseman, Chuck Hiller. Batting third and playing right field, Al Luplow. Batting fourth in left field, Tommy Davis. Batting fifth at first base, Ed Kranepool. Batting sixth at third base, Ken Boyer. Batting seventh and catching, Jerry Grody. Batting eighth and playing center field, Don Bosch. Batting ninth and pitching, Jack Fisher. The umpires for the night, Stan Landis is at the plate. Mel Steiner is at first base. Al Barlick is at second base. Augie Donatelli is around at third. The Giants flew into New York about 6 p.m. yesterday when the weather was, as you know, perfectly clear, warm, and beautiful in the New York area. And then most of the day they sat in the hotel while the rain fell. However, it appears that we're going to get this one underway on time here tonight, and it's the first game of a 3-game series. Tomorrow night now, Juan Marichal will be doing the pitching for the San Francisco Giants against Bill Dennehy of the New York Mets. And then on Thursday night, it'll be Mike McCormick pitching for the San Francisco Giants, and the Mets are as yet undecided as to their choice on the mound. San Francisco Giants right now have won 7 games and lost 9. They're 6 games behind the league-leading Cincinnati Reds. The New York Mets have won 6 and lost 11. They are 7 1/2 games back of the league-leading Cincinnati Reds, and they're a game and a half back of the San Francisco Giants. Now Willie Mays goes back to the Giant dugout. Manager Wes Weston to the Mets dugout, and the umpires take their stations. In the National League, it's all-night action. Houston is at Philadelphia. Mike Cuellar and Larry Jackson in that one. The Mets are taking the field here. Los Angeles is at Pittsburgh tonight. Claude Osteen against Bernard Law. The Chicago Cubs are at Atlanta. Ferguson Jenkins against Denver LeMaster. Cincinnati is at St. Louis in our latest start. The New York Yankees are at Minnesota in the latest start. The first game of a doubleheader, Washington nothing, Kansas City nothing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at Shea Stadium, our national anthem. Charlie Fox comes out of the dugout to take his post on the coaching line. And so does Cookie Lavaghetto. In the American League, Baltimore is at Cleveland, and that one has been postponed because of wet ground. Detroit is at Chicago, and that one's been postponed because of cold weather in Chicago. Boston Red Sox are in California against the Angels in a later start. Jack Fisher has arrived at the mound now and will start taking his warm-up tosses. Tito Fuentes and Ken Henderson are both swinging bats outside the dugout of the San Francisco Giants. The Met Club leaders are posted on the message board in right field. Home runs, Tommy Davis with 2. Triples, Ron Swoboda. He has 1. Doubles, Tommy Davis with 5. Base hits, Tommy Davis with 17. And Jerry Grody is second with 11. Runs batted in, Ed Cranepool with 7. And Tommy Davis with 6. As far as the pitchers are concerned, in wins, Don Cardwell and Tom Seaver have 2 each. San Francisco Giants are playing Tito Fuentes at second and Hal Lanier at shortstop. They played them that way part of last season, but mostly it's been played the other way around. But Fuentes is still recovering from an injury sustained when he was hurt sliding in second base. So I figured he can't go full speed and he can make it better at second than at short. Willie Mays still has a slight hamstring pull, but he is in the lineup here tonight. Tito Fuentes stepping in now with a batting average of 160. He has 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. Facing Jack Fisher, who came to the Mets from the San Francisco Giants. Fisher now with the first pitch of the ball game. And it is bunted on and missed for strike 1. Fuentes is trying to bunt his way on. Ken Boyer at third, coming in at a gallop. Around the infield, the Mets have Ed Cranepool at first, Chuck Hiller at second. Bud Harrelson at shortstop, Ken Boyer at third. Tommy Davis is in left field. Don Bosch is in center field. Ken Henderson is in right field. Jerry Grody is the Met catcher. Fisher takes the sign from Jerry Grody. Strike one pitch to Fuentes. Swung on and missed a breaking pitch, and it's strike two. He chased it all the way around. Ken Henderson is waiting on deck. The Mets got back into New York from Cincinnati Sunday night. They had yesterday off, except for about a half dozen ball players who showed up for a voluntary workout. No workout was scheduled. Players were given the day off by the management, but about a half a dozen of them showed up and worked out anyway. It's a swing and a drive fouled on the left field line to the seats and out of play. Fisher tried his sidearm delivery. Fuentes got around on it and pulled it foul. Fisher now. And the pitch is high and tight for a ball. This is a 1-2 delivery. Sidearmed and misses low and away, so it's 2-2. Taking the sign from Jerry Grody. Here's a swing and a ground ball foul back at third. Out of play. Peanuts Lowry is coaching at third base for the San Francisco Giants, and Charlie Fox is on the lines at first. Johnson, of course, is the pitching coach of the Giants. Cookie Lavagetta on the coaching staff as well. Here's a 2-2 pitch, swung on and popped up back at second. Don Bosch, the center fielder, moves in and calls for it, and he makes the catch. Tito Fuentes a slide to center, and that brings up young Ken Henderson. Henderson's playing right field tonight. He played center during the absence of Willie Mays from the lineup. Henderson's hitting .258. He has 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Henderson is a switch hitter, batting left here against right-hand pitcher Jack Fisher. Swing and a miss for strike one. One man out, nobody on base. Fisher again, set to work, and the pitch. Low and away for a ball. It's 1-1. First night game of the season here at Shea Stadium. 1-1 delivery. Swung on and foul back into the seats. Back of the Giant dugout along the third baseline. Out of play. So it's 1-2. And while the Mets were away on their last road trip, the outfield fence was painted a dark green. As you know, it is possible to look directly into the bullpen here at Shea Stadium this year for the first time to see if anyone is warming up. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and it's a little high. Henderson started to swing and checked it, so it's now 2-2. Willie Mays is kneeling in the on-deck circle. Fisher taking the sign. And a 2-2 pitch. Slip pitch is high. Fisher was hoping to get a call on that one. Takes a return throw and trudges back up on the mound now with a full count to Ken Henderson. Fisher figured he had that one in the strike zone. Here's a payoff pitch. Flung on and hit in the air to right. Loop low. Comes on and he puts it away. So there are 2 men out, and that'll bring up Willie Mays.
24. Willie
Mays is hitting .226. He has 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. But he wanted to be in that lineup here in New York as the Giants make their debut for the season here tonight. Here's a pitch low and away for a ball. Big Willie McCovey moves out to the on-deck circle. Two men out with nobody on base. Here's a swing and a high foul ball, foul into the seats and out of play. Down left field way. So the count is 1-1 now to Willie Mays, who came to the major leagues here in New York in 1951. Low score, top half of the first inning. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Low. Stan Landis is the umpire behind the plate again. Fisher thought that was in the strike zone. It's 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung and line into left center for a base hit. And in between all the way to the wall. Willie Mays rounds first. He's on his way to second. In standing with a double. So Mays gets an extra base hit his first time up. That brings up Willie McCovey. He's hitting .196 with 5 home runs and 11 runs batted in. For Willie Mays, that was his second double of this season. Stretch McCovey in and waiting. He had 36 home runs last year. Low and away for a ball, and he already has 5 this year. McCovey waggling the bat as he waits. 1-0 pitch. And it's inside. 2-0. 2 men out with a runner at second.
The double by May was his 1,071st extra base hit of his National League career. Tying him with Mel Ott for the most extra base hits in Giant history. And it's also 8 on the all-time list of extra base hits.
Pitcher now with a pitch. And it's in there for a called strike. 2-1. Mets Assistant Public Relations Director Matt Winnick has just announced here in the press area that the extra base hit by Mays was the 1,071st of his career. Ties him with Mel Ott for most extra base hits by a Giant. Puts him 8th on the all-time list for extra base hits. Willie Mays daily is rewriting all sorts of records in the book. Will continue to do so as he goes along. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and it's a little high and a little tight. 3-1 now to McCovey with Jim Hart waiting on deck. This will be a 3-1 delivery. Foul back and out of play. As you know, the Mets Jacksonville club yesterday purchased left-hand pitcher Jack Kralik from the Cleveland Indians. But Kralik has suffered head and facial injuries in an automobile accident in Cleveland and is in St. Vincent's Charity Hospital in Cleveland, Ohio. Jack Fisher now checks Mays at second base. And here's a 3-2 pitch. And it's low. He walked him. McCovey goes to first. First walk issued by Jack Fisher.
Number 16.
Jim Hart's coming up. Hitting 167. He has 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Runners at first and second, 2 men out for the Giants. According to medical advice from Cleveland, Ohio, Jack Kralik suffered a brain contusion, will be hospitalized for a week. The pitcher's condition is listed as satisfactory. Now the pitch to Hart, and it's in for a strike. McCovey at first, Mays at second. With Hart at the plate, Tom Haller is moved out on deck. Now Fisher with a pitch, low and away, and it's 1-1. Tomorrow night, Bill Dennehy for the Mets and Juan Marichal for the San Francisco Giants. 1-1 delivery, and it's in there for a call, strike 2. Hart stepped out of the batter's box and now is settling himself back in. This will be a 1-2 delivery with runners at first and second. Sidearm delivery, and he swings and fouls it off. He's still alive. Right down into the dirt. He just got a little piece of it, went right down to Jerry Grody's feet. So the count holds at 1-2 to Jim Hart. Looked for a fleeting second as though Fisher had a strikeout. Now runners lead first and second. 1-2 delivery. Check swing, foul ball, off and out of play. Count continues, 1-2. One of the most respected playing careers in baseball history came to an end today when Roy McMillan officially announced his retirement at a press conference here at Shea Stadium. Roy is here tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count as umpire Stan Landis confirmed it. This will be a 1-2 delivery. High and away, 2-2. Roy McMillan's decision to retire had been anticipated since March 18th when the 36-year-old Met shortstop re-injured his right shoulder in an exhibition game against the Atlanta Braves at West Palm Beach. He had undergone surgery last September 15th and agreed to come to spring training on a conditional basis. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on at this. Fisher strikes out Jim Hart. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, no errors, and 2 left. Towards the end of a half inning is the Giants nothing, the Mets coming to bat. Here's a high note.
Armory Garage says spring is here. Let yourself go. Straight to the corner of Central and Colvin in Albany, where you'll find a fantastic 49th anniversary sale in full swing. Come on over and let yourself go Plymouth. VIP. Luxury well within your reach. A Belvedere beauty is bound to win you over to Plymouth luxury and economy. Let yourself go Valiant. The car that lets you live within your budget. Or the bold, brash line of Barracudas. Distinct styling with plenty of go power. How about a good tested used car? Armory boasts a tremendous variety of late model used cars, all reconditioned and ready to go. It's 49th anniversary sale time, so prices are temptingly low. No matter where you live, Armory's huge auto shopping center is only a short drive away. So go on, let yourself go to Armory Garage, Central at Colvin in Albany.
Doubtless aware, we have roving banjo bands on every level of Shea Stadium here tonight to add to the air of festivity as the Mets meet the Giants. Gaylord Perry is on the mound, and Bud Harrelson is coming up to lead off for the New York Mets. Harrelson is hitting 186 with 4 runs batted in. Harrelson is a switch hitter batting left against right-hander Gaylord Perry. Here is Perry's first pitch. Inside low for a ball. Gaylord Perry so far this year has won 1 and lost 2. Last year with the Giants, he won 21 games and lost 8. But against the Mets, his season's record last year was 1 and 2. His lifetime record against the Mets, 7 wins and 4 losses. Swinging a foul ball back and out of play. Perry is 6 feet 4 inches tall, 205-pounder. He's 28 years of age. The pitch to Harrelson is low inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Chuck Hiller is waiting on deck. Jim Hart at third is in on the edge of the infield grass at third base. On the coaching lines for the Mets, Yogi Berra at first. Salty Parker around at third. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Hit in the air to center field. Willie Mays is right there. Retreats and makes the basket catch. So Harrelson flies out to Mays in center. There's 1 away. That brings up Mets second baseman Charlie Hiller. Hitting 125. He has 2 runs batted in. Hiller came to the Mets from the San Francisco Giants. Hiller was the regular second baseman for the pennant-winning Giant team of 1962. Salty Parker, coaching at third for the Mets, was a coach for the Giants starting in 1958. Here is a pitch inside for a ball. 1-0. Al Luplow moves out to the on-deck circle for the Mets now. Gaylord Perry's pitch. Inside for a ball. Perry shut out the Atlanta Braves 2-0 on 4 hits on April 13th for his lone victory thus far. He lost to the St. Louis Cardinals 2-1 on April 18th and to Cincinnati 3-2 on April 27th. 2-0 delivery. In for a called strike. 2-1, and Hiller is questioning the call of umpire Stan Lampy. Two-one delivery is fouled off. It's 2-2. Mets president Bing Devine has announced that Roy McMillan, who announced his retirement today, will remain in the organization as a special assistant. Roy will assume his new role immediately. He will work with the New York infielders until the Mets leave on their next road trip on May 12th, and thereafter he'll make a tour of the farm system under the supervision of Bob Sheffing, who is the director of player development. Here's a 2-2 pitch hit in the air to left field. Coming on is Jesus Salou, and he makes the catch on the run for the out. Hiller out to Jesus Salou in left. 2 away, and Al Luplow is the batter. The Met right fielder is hitting .321. He has 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Giants on the field have Willie McCovey at first base. Tito Fuentes at second. Al Lanier at shortstop. Jim Hart at third. Jesus Salou in left. Willie Mays in center. Ken Henderson in right. Tom Haller is the catcher. Breaking pitch high and away for a ball to Luplow, and Tommy Davis has moved out on deck. There is no score in the game. We're in the bottom half of the first inning at Shea Stadium in New York. This is low for a ball, and it's 2-0 to Luplow. Only 1 game played in the National League yesterday. The Pittsburgh Pirates defeated the St. Louis Cardinals 8-5 in that one. Here's a pitch high and away. 3-0 to Luplow. In the American League yesterday, the Baltimore Orioles beat the Cleveland Indians 8-7. The Boston Red Sox shut out the California Angels 4-0. So in the American League, the Detroit Tigers are on top. In the National League, the Cincinnati Reds are on top. Here's a 3-0 pitch. to center field. Willie Mays is right there, and he makes the catch. So the side is out. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The score at the end of an inning is that's nothing in the Giants, nothing, and here's Ralph Kiner.
Well, Gaylord Perry really had the atom ball going for him in that inning. 3 line drives, and all of them right at the Mets outfielders. A lot of stories about the Mets in your 1967 Met yearbook. It's on sale right here at Shea Stadium. Pictures, facts, and figures and all the players, plus a full-color center pole team picture suitable for framing. You can get it here at Shea Stadium for 50 cents, or you can get it by mail. All you have to do is write Met yearbook, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. It costs 50 cents plus 15 cents for mailing and handling, a total of 65 cents. Good idea to get yours now because it'll bring you right up to date on all the Mets and all the facts and figures about the National League.
Ralph, I thought you might sing a number or two along with the banjo band tonight.
I tell you, they're just a little bit too loud. I might go well with them, though.
Jack Fisher on the mound for the Mets, taking his warm-up tosses. Well, it's been sort of a damp day around New York, but the ball game got underway on time. The first game of a 3-game series, and tomorrow night, Juan Marichal is going to be pitching for the San Francisco Giants, and Bill Dennehy for the Mets, and then Thursday night it'll be the Mets and the Giants once again. Tom Haller's coming up here with a batting average of .225. He has 4 runs batted in. Left-hand batter. Jack Fisher with his pitch. Foul back and out of play for strike 1. Jesus Salou comes out of the dugout and out of the on-deck circle. Big Tom Haller wearing number 5 on his back, waggling the bat, and here's a strike 1 delivery. Slip pitch low, and it's 1-1. The National League, the Houston Astros, have scored 2 runs in the top half of the first inning off Larry Jackson. So with the Phillies coming to bat, it's Houston 2 and the Phillies nothing. Mike Cuellar pitching tonight for Houston. There's a 1-1 pitch that swung on and popped up to deep short. Bud Harrelson on the outfield grass in short left. Backed up by Davis. Harrelson one-handed, with Davis just behind him. That brings up Jesus Salou, who is hitting .276. 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Right-hand batter. In the National League at the end of an inning, the Los Angeles Dodgers 2 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. Claude Osteen against Vernon Law. At the end of an inning, the Chicago Cubs won, the Atlanta Braves nothing. Ferguson Jenkins against Denver LeMaster. Billy Williams hovered in the first with nobody on for Leo DeRocher's Cubs. Cincinnati had St. Louis in the latest start. Here's a pitch high for a ball. Jesus Salou, the youngest of the 3 Alou brothers playing in the National League. Philippe is the oldest. He's at Atlanta. Matty Alou, middle brother, is in Pittsburgh. Here's a swing and a drive into center field for a base hit at low bridge. Fisher at the mound. Bishop with it, plays it back, and Jesus Salou is on with a second hit for the Giants off Fisher. Coming up now is Hal Lanier. The Rheingold Chug-A-Mug holds 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry, and it has a pull tab so you don't need an opener. It's about the handiest way there is of quenching your thirst. And you'll find Chug-A-Mug on special display at your local stores in New York and New Jersey. Here's a throw to first, and Jesus Salou is back safely. Al Lanier is hitting .184 with 4 runs batted in. Now pitch it's in for a call strike. There have been times when Hal Lanier's tried to do a little switch hitting. But he's up here batting right against right-hand pitcher Jack Fisher. The winner, he was in the instructional league trying out as a switch hitter, but apparently has decided not to try it out as yet. There's a swing and a fly ball into right field. Al Luplo is there, and he makes the catch. Lou is halfway on the fly ball to right. He returns to first. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Good music, it happens every day on the Jerry Ducey Show, weekday afternoons from 1 till 3, here on the big bright sound of WGY Schenectady.
This is Lindsay Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy at Shea Stadium in New York. Giant pitcher Gaylord Perry is coming up. He's been up 10 times this year, had 2 hits. He's hitting 200. Tall, rangy right-hand batter. Lou leads at first. Fisher's pitch to Perry's low and away, and it's ball 1. The younger brother of Jim Perry, pitcher of the Minnesota Twins. Let's shade the defense toward right against the Giant pitcher. A 1-0 delivery, and it's hit on the ground to shortstop. Taken by Harrelson. He goes the long way across the crane pool in time, and the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Score at the end of an inning and a half is Giants nothing and the Mets nothing. And now here's a word from Reingold.
Contact departure control over. American 1, Kennedy Tower. Clipper 7, clear to land, 2 right. Contact France 003, clear to lead takeoff. Air Force 757, Kennedy Tower. Do you intend to land or go around? 4116.
When you're in control at Kennedy International, there's a lot riding on what you say. You can't fake it.
No, you can't fake anything. It has to be, you have to know it. You have to get it across to the pilot because he knows that there's other airplanes up there with him. So at a given time of day, you can come look at the radar sometime and you'll see airplanes strung out for 40 miles, 3 miles apart. And it's a ticklish job. Let's be honest, it's ticklish.
You've got to be good to be on top in New York City. That's true of anything. There are 302 different brands of beer trying to make it in New York. 302. But the only one that's made it to the top is Rheingold. Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
We're going to the bottom half of the second inning now, and Tommy Davis is coming up for the New York Mets. We're delighted to see Mr. Hal Moore of Rheingold back in this country after a safari that took him to Ireland, Casablanca, Rabat, Estoril, Lisbon. Ralph, Hal Moore's the only fellow I ever heard of who went to Ireland by way of Casablanca.
He's got a great tour director. There's no doubt about that.
Suppose Lou Nist made those travel plans for him, you think?
Had a good chance.
Tommy Davis up now, right-hand batter. And the pitch low, check it. He took it through, says umpire Stan Landis. Started to swing through and checked it, and Landis said he got it far enough, so it is strike 1.
He sent me a postcard showing 3 fellows leaving one of the old ruins, a Coliseum-type structure, and he said they're leaving early to beat the crowd.
Here's a curveball swung on and missed, strike 2. Davis is hitting .315. He has 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. Waiting on deck is Ed Cranepool. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-strike delivery. Hit on the ground up to middle, and it's on by Lanier, who can't get a glove on it. Between Lanier and the bag, he moved and tried to get the glove down, could not, and it's Davis on for the base hit. First for the Mets, off Gaylord Perry. Ed Cranepool is coming up now. Hitting .323, has 1 home run and 7 runs batted in.
Lindsay, we're getting fan mail from all over the world. I got a letter from a fellow named John Hilton, a friend of mine from New Zealand.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I noticed a picture he sent you from New Zealand with 3 of the natives there, sort of the Aborigines, which he labeled Met fans.
All in war paint and ready to do battle.
There's a swing and a foul ball back at third, drifting toward the seats. It's in there and out of play. So it's strike 1. I was at a counter the other day at LaGuardia before we left on the trip, checking out some of those contemporary cards, you know, they have in the rack. One showed this guy with this big rock, and he's got a rope around his neck, and it says, when you're down and out, lift up your head and shout, and you turn to the inside, it says, let's go Mets. And here's the chant of let's go Mets, and the pitch is bunted out in front of the plate to the third base side. He might be on, there's no play. A base hit for Ed Cranepool. Tom Heller got out there on the infield grass, came up with the ball, but no play. Ed Cranepool has beaten out a bunt for a base hit. That brings up Ken Boyer with runners at first and second. Well, they say the element of surprise is a great thing in competitive sports, and I'm sure the Giants did not expect Craneville to try to beat out a bunt for a base hit. Right now, with runners at first, second, nobody out, Jim Hart plays even with the grass at third. Gets the sacrifice possibility here. Jerry Grody's on deck for the Mets. Boyer's hitting 189 with 1 run batted in. There's no score in the game. Pitch is low for a ball. Tommy Davis, the runner at second. Ed Craneville, the runner at first. Bottom half of the second inning. Foul ball to the right side, not a play. It's 1-1. Checks and deals. Here's a swing and a drive foul into the seats in the left field corner and out of play. The end of 7 innings in the first game of the doubleheader. Washington won, the Kansas City A's nothing. Pete Rickett against Lou Krause. Gaylord Perry's doing a little gardening work out there on the rubber. This will be a 1-2 pitch to Boyer. Swung on and line back to Perry, and it is a double play, and it is a triple play. A triple play that goes Perry to the shortstop, Howlett into the first baseman, Fitch McCovey. A triple play pulled off for the Giants here. The Mets had runners at first and second. Tommy Davis at second, Ed Craneville at first. Boyer hit a shot back to the mound. Both runners were moving. Perry gloved the ball, turned and fired to Lanier, who kicked the bag at second for 2, and then the throw by Lanier on to McCovey at first for a triple play. So it is a side return with no runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left, and the score at the end of 2 innings is the Mets nothing and the Giants nothing. Now here's a word from Reingold.
Bacon and tomato white on.
P.T. White.
Dry sitting, Sam?
Shout it out.
Liverwurst rye to go.
Liverwurst rye to go.
And a toasted bun.
Toasted barbecue. Elsie, pick 'em up, please. Charlie, you got a 3 waiting. Come on, girls. Pick 'em up. They're starting to move themselves. In New York, you've got to be able to dish it out. If you're going to make it, you've got to be good. You have to be an interpreter. You got to be a handwriting analysis. I got a reputation here, and I push out a good food, you know. I try to be tops because everything in New York is big, you know. It's even though my place is not the biggest restaurant in New York, I feel like it's a big-time place. I have good meats and good breadstuffs, and you gotta be good to make it in New York. Take, for instance, beer. You come to figure it out, there's an awful lot of beer sold in New York, and there's only one beer that really made it, Rheingold. Most everyone wants a Rheingold. Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
We're going now to the top of the third, and here's Ralph Kiner.
Okay, Lindsay, and hi, everyone. The first pitch by Jack Fisher is up high. It's called a ball. The batter is Chito Fuentes, batting for the second time. He flied out to center field his first time up. Fisher back, and the pitch is outside, ball 2. Well, that triple play to end the inning for the Mets in the second. The second that the Giants have made since they have moved to San Francisco, and they have also hit into one. And it was in the longest game ever played in the history of baseball, a 23-inning game against the Mets right here at Shea Stadium. That was in extra innings when the Mets pulled that one off to keep the Giants from scoring. Next pitch is called a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Jack Fisher working on the mound and back to Fuentes. The ball is bunted nicely out toward third. A tough play for Boyer. The throw is in time. Ken Boyer quickly getting in to take a base hit away from Fuentes. 1 man away here in the top of the third. The next batter will be Ken Henderson. Henderson lined to right field on a 3-2 fastball his first time up. He's batting .254. No score in the ball game. Plenty of excitement. The Giants have had 3 men left on. The Mets have had no one left on, but they had a triple play pulled against them in the bottom half of the second. Runners at first and second. A line drive by Boyer right back to Gaylord Perry. He snagged it, made a great play on it. Throw to the shortstop, covering at second for the force there, and then the throw to first base to McCovey was just in time to force Ed Crane pull at first base. First pitch to Henderson is called a strike. Jack Fisher back again. And a curveball is inside. It's called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Home plate umpire Stan Landis. Mel Steiner at first base. Al Baltic is at second base, and Augie Donatelli at third, and all 3 of the umpires on the bases have their hands in their pockets. It isn't too warm out here. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch is a slip pitch. It's outside. It's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Henderson, a left-hand batter. Against Jack Fisher, a right-hand pitcher. Jack has given up no runs, allowed 2 hits. And Fisher back at 2-1. And the pitch is inside, ball 3. And Fisher now 3-1 with Willie Mays on deck. Willie has one of the 2 hits in the ball game. He doubled the left center field his first time up. With that double, Willie tied Mel Ott for the 8th place on the all-time list for extra base hits in a career. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fastball fouled off. Fisher gets his count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Had that fastball right on by him. Jack with a record of 1-2. Formerly with the San Francisco Giants, the Mets acquired him from San Francisco in a special draft. Started his major league career with a foul off. Fisher gets his count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Had that fastball right on by him. Jack with a record of 1-2. Formerly with the San Francisco Giants, the Mets acquired him from San Francisco in a special draft. Started his major league career with the Baltimore Orioles. And at 3-2, the pitch to Henderson is inside, ball 4. That puts Henderson at first base and brings up Willie Mays. Fisher's second walk, he had walked Willie McCovey in the first inning, and now Mays steps in with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. No score. Mays batting at .250 with 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. He's had 2 extra base hits, a home run and a double prior to this ball game. He hit a slider to left center field for his double his first time up. Throw to first base, and no tag made by Cranepool as Henderson got back with no trouble. 1 out. Fisher sets up again. And the pitch to Willie Mays. A curveball that's inside for a ball. Mays backing away. It's ball 1. Willie Mays in his 16th year in professional baseball in the major league. Started back in 1951. Got his first major league hit in the Polo Grounds. A home run off Warren Spahn. Now the 1-0 pitch. It's hit hard down to second. A good chance for 2. Bud Harrelson picks it up, throws over to second. The throw on the first base not handled with any dexterity at all. And Mays, who cannot run, beat it out. Willie has been playing with a bad leg, and he beat the throw on the first base. Harrelson was unsteady about fielding the ball and gave Chuck Hiller a bad relay throw, and Chuck was bothered by the runner coming on down. He got nothing on his throw to first base, so the Mets pick up an out and miss a double play. 2 men away, and the batter coming up is Willie McCovey. Willie walked his first time up, and he's taking time to get to the batter's box. And the big left-hand batter now stepping in. McCovey batting .196. He's had 5 home runs out of 11 base hits. And he has driven in 11 runs. And Jack Fisher with the first pitch. It's inside a ball. No score in the ball game. Few men out. We're in the top of the 3rd. On the message board, the fact that Willie Mays That tied Mill out. We had mentioned that earlier. And that draws some applause. Pitch outside, a breaking ball, ball 2. Willie Mays' first inning double was his 1,071st extra base hit of his major league career. Number 8 from the all-time list. Two balls, no strikes. Fisher working to Willie McCovey. And the pitch. Curveball that breaks in at the knees. A beautiful slow curveball by Jack Fisher. 2-1. On deck batter is Jim Ray Hart, so Fisher has a job. Mets play McCovey as a dead full hitter. Tommy Davis playing in left center field. Don Bosch is in right center field, and Al Lupo straight away in right. Now the pitch. Fastball hit hard by Cranepool into right field, a base hit. Willie Mays goes around second base and goes into third standing up as the relay throw comes in at Chuck Hiller. Mays makes the turn at third, and Hiller runs the ball into the center of the diamond. So the Giants have runners at first and third on the base hit by Willie McCovey. The Mets with 2 men out will now take on Jim Ray Hart. Jack Fisher struck out Jim Ray Hart his first time up in the first inning. Runners at first and third. 2 away in the top of the third. Mets nothing, the Giants nothing. And Jack Fisher, the Mets getting set for Jim Ray Hart. He takes too much time, and Hart steps out of the batter's box. McCovey is not being held on at first base by Ed Cranepool. Ed looking for defensive room. And Fisher with the first pitch. Hard ball grounded down to third. Ken Boyer has it. Throws low to second base. It's dug out of the dirt by Chuck Hiller. A great play to get the Mets out of the inning. Chuck Hiller coming up with a vicious hop for the fourth play at second base on Willie McCovey to get the Mets out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Giants nothing, the Mets nothing.
It's spring, and everything's coming up colossal on the corner of Central and Colvin in Albany. It's Armory Garage celebrating their 49th anniversary sale with a crop of tested used cars you have to see to believe. Hundreds to choose from at prices so low that used car sales manager Art Neat can hardly believe them himself. Pick the used car you want, then put as little as 49 cents down. Take years to pay. Your credit is wealth at Armory. You can buy, sign, and pay at Armory, home of 101 time payment plans. Browse around. You'll see why everything's colossal, from the 3 big shops, 2 big lots, including the huge 14-acre lot, to the experience of the 135 employees. Then check the allowances, the deals, the fast delivery, and you'll see why Armory's been the leader for 49 years in used car sales and service. It's spring, time to trade up at Armory Garage during their colossal 49th anniversary sale. Central at Colvin in Albany.
Bottom half of the third. No score in the game. The Mets against the Giants for the first time this year. Mets have a 3-game schedule on this homestand with the Giants, playing tomorrow night and also on Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Bill Dennehy will be pitching for the Mets against either Juan Marichal or Mike McCormick. Right here, a no-score ball game, and Jerry Grody coming up to bat for the Mets against Gaylord Perry. In the first pitch, a curve bunted out to the left side, foul. The ball almost working its way back. And then stopping just short of the foul line as Tom Haller picked it up. In case you just tuned in, the Mets had 2 men on in the second with no one out, and Ken Boyer lined into a triple play. The Mets have had 2 base runners, and they were erased on that 1 pitch. Brody batting for the first time, batting at 212. And Gaylord Perry back, and the pitch is grounded foul this time, bouncing off the body of Jerry Grody, strike 2. It'll be Jerry Grody, Don Bosch, and Jack Fisher for Gaylord Perry. In the first inning, the Mets lined 3 drives to the outfield, 1 to center by Bud Harrelson, 1 to left field by Chuck Hiller, and 1 to center again by Al Lupo. Next pitch is popped up back of home plate. Tom Haller has some room. He's back to it. Will he get to it? He does. He makes the play. So Grody fouls out his first time up, and that brings up the center fielder, Don Bosch. Mets got their first hit in the second inning when Tommy Davis bounced one through the center of the diamond. Ed Craneford surprised everybody by beating out a bunt, putting runners at first and second. Then Ken Boyer, with the runners moving, lined back to the mound. Perry made a great grab of a hard smash, then had a fairly easy time picking up the triple play. Bosch takes outside at the ball. He threw to Lanier covering at second base, and Lanier's throw on the first base doubled up. Craneford trying to get back in first by about a step. 1-0 pitch is over. A call strike. It's now 1-1. Bosch with 6 hits, 41 times up. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Perry. The 1-1 delivery is swung on and fouled, and the count goes to 1-2. Last year, Perry had a record of 20 wins and 1 loss at one time in the season. This year's experienced 1 win and 2 losses and 3 decisions. 1-2, and Perry comes back again, and the ball is fouled off again. Now remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. When the Mets were in Pittsburgh, make it Cincinnati, there was a big picture in the paper showing Gaylord Perry going to his mouth, and they claimed that he was throwing spitters. And the next pitch back is strike 3 call. Tom Bosch has struck out, the first strikeout for Perry, and it brings up the pitcher, Jack Fisher.
Back in the next position. Pitcher, number 22. Jack Fisher, number 22.
Coming out to the coaching box, Yogi Berra said that he was going out to the coaching box to watch Gaylord Perry throw his, quote, fast slider, unquote. And now the pitch to Jack Fisher, a slow curveball outside of the ball. Jack has had 2 hits and 5 times up, a .400 batting average. No score, 2 men out, bottom half of the third. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled. Down in the dirt, the count evens at 1-1. New ball put in play, and Gaylord Perry now looks for the sign. The catcher, Tom Haller. Outfield straightaway, not deep. Right fielder shaded toward the right field line. And the 1-1 delivery. Fouled back. It's strike 2, 1 ball and 2. Wind is blowing in from right field here tonight. Field condition looks good in the infield. It's heavy in the outfield. Now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Perry back to Fisher, and the pitch is grounded foul off his front foot. So the count remains at 2-2. Mets have won 6, lost 11. The Giants have won 7, lost 9. Last year, the Mets and Giants played 18, and they both came up with 9 wins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Gaylord Perry gets his second strikeout in the ball game, both coming in this inning. And he retired the Mets 1-2-3. And the score at the end of 3, the Mets nothing, the Giants nothing.
And tomorrow night, the San Francisco Giants will be here with Juan Marichal on the mound against Bill Dennehy. And they'll be here again on Thursday night. And then the Houston Astros will come in for the weekend. And the Cincinnati Reds will be here next Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon. You can get tickets for all home games of the Mets at a wide variety of convenient ticket locations. The advanced ticket window here at Shea Stadium is open 8 to 6 on weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays and Sundays. The Met ticket office in Manhattan is at Grand Central Station at the foot of the 42nd Street and Vanderbilt Avenue ramp. Open weekdays 8 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 to 4. There's another Met ticket office in Manhattan at Macy's, 34th Street and 7th Avenue on the main floor. And also at Macy's in Huntington, Long Island in the Walt Whitman Shopping Center. Both locations open during regular store hours. In addition, reservations for box and reserve seats may be made at all Howard Clothes stores during regular store hours and also at any branch of the manufacturer's Hanover Trust Company during banking hours. Tickets may be obtained by mail by writing Ticket Manager, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. Zip code 11368. Box seats 350 each, reserve seats 250 each. Be sure to add 25 cents to each order to cover mailing costs.
Yes, sir, and we go to the top of the fourth. A scoreless ball game, and Jack Fisher dueling Gaylord Perry. First man for Jack Fisher will be Tom Haller of the Giants, and his first pitch is over for a called strike. Tom popped the shortstop his first time up. He's batting .220. No home runs and 4 runs batted in. Tom Haller, Jesus Salou, and Hal Lanier. And we got an enthusiastic crowd here, as usual. One strike pitch. Hit down the left field line. If it stays fair, it'll be extra bases. It's curving foul. Just foul by about a foot as Haller missed an extra base hit. So it'll go as a long strike, and the count now is at strike 2. We have 5 musical combos here at the ballpark of Your Father's Mustache Club. They've been booked for 4 additional night dates here at Shea Stadium. Friday, May the 5th. Friday, May 19th, Tuesday, May 23rd, and Friday, May 26th. A little fun attraction. They play good music. Lindsay Nelson's type of music. Mine, too. Here's a 2-strike delivery inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They were playing your favorite song down there, Lindsay, while you were reading that commercial. Hello, Dolly. Got to see that play for the second time. That's a really plus factor there, isn't it? You bet it is. Now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No one out. Top of the fourth. Scoreless ball game. The Mets and Giants. The pitch to Tom Haller. A slip pitch grounded down to first base. Eddie Greenville takes the big hop. Moves to the bag for the fourth play. The unassisted play at first for the first out here in the fourth.
Left fielder.
That'll bring up Jesus Salou, who singled right through the middle his first time up. Jesus batting .288. One of 3 brothers playing in the major leagues. There's younger brother. Let's see, that wouldn't be right though, would it? I guess Matty Alou is the middle brother, and Jesus is the youngest brother. Matty led the league last year. Led the major leagues in hitting. First pitch, a slow curve outside. It's ball 1. Malik Alou, the older brother, had a great year last year. And they have one time all appeared in order against the Mets in the ball game. The first time that's ever happened in the history of baseball. Mets got all 3 out. Next pitch inside, and it's over the inside corner. 1-1. Carl Willie was the pitcher, if you recall that time. A history-making performance for Carl Willie. And we heard the unhappy news that Roy McMillan has announced his retirement. 1-1 pitch. Curveball hit foul. Count goes to 1-2. Carl will be remembered very well by all the Mets fans for his fine job. He had to retire mainly due to a broken jaw he sustained in spring training when Gates Brown hit a line drive back through and it hit him on the jaw. He never was quite the same after that. Roy McMillan, after an shoulder operation, could never get back in shape. Ground ball out to Boyer. He comes in to take the first hop, throws over to first base for the out. 2 men away. Top of the fourth inning, a scoreless ball game. It brings up Hal Lanier, the shortstop. And we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Join me on the Leon Kelly Show, weekdays, 6:15 until 12 midnight, with the big bright sound of WGY Schenectady.
Ralph Kiner, along with Lindsay Nelson and Bob Murphy from Shea Stadium. And after taking a short stop for station identification, the shortstop, Hal Lanier, gets his first pitch. A curve over and a called strike. Lanier fly out to right field his first time up. 2 men out. We're in the top of the fourth. 1 strike delivery. A fastball popped up. Second baseman Chuck Killer and the shortstop Bud Harrison right together. Bud now has made the call, and he made the catch. 1-2-3 for Jack Fisher the first time in the ball game, and the score after 3.5, the Giants nothing, the Mets nothing. Now here's a word from Rheingold.
$200 in a plane ticket one way to New York, and it was all looked like it was just happening, just like I would have wanted it to. But it's a hard town.
No, I think it's a simple town. If you have any qualities at all to offer,
People like new faces. And if they like yours, you're great. If not,
every place I go, they want me to have experience, and I can't get any more experience unless I do get a job, and thus I am stuck.
it's just you got to know what you're doing. Either you're good or you're not.
And in this town, you can't fake it. You either have it or you don't. Take beer. Take Rheingold. There are 302 beers in the city, but the only one that's made it to the top is Rheingold. You gotta be good to make it in New York. Rheingold makes it. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
A wild evening here at Shea Stadium, and a great ball game. It's 0-0 with no one out. We're going to the Mets. Bottom of the fourth. First man up will be Bud Harrelson against Gaylord Perry. Gaylord has given up no runs, allowed 2 hits. They came together, and right after that, a triple play. Harrelson tries to bunt and bunts the ball foul at strike 1. Bud batting 182. First time up against Perry. He flied out to center field, hit the ball well right at Willie Mays in center. Tomorrow night, the big news is that Warren Marichal is going to pitch. Mets have never defeated Warren. He has beat them 17 times. So that should be interesting. He actually has been on the rock several times against the Mets, but had the good fortune to get off the hook. Here's a one-strike pitch, grouped into left field, a base hit. Jesus Alou comes in to field the ball right by the foul line, and Harrelson holds it first for the hit. So the Mets have even a hit total at 3 apiece, and that brings up Chuck Keller. Chuck lined out to left field, his first time up. Fast man at first base, no one out for the bottom half of the fourth. Harrelson already with a good-sized lead. And the first pitch a pitch out, but nothing on as Harrelson does not go, so no throw by Tom Haller. Harrelson has no stolen bases this year. He has been thrown out once. Harrelson beat the Giants one time by stealing home. Now a bunt out towards first base. A good bunt. The sacrifice will be perfect. The throw has to go to the second baseman covering at first. Fuentes making that play there. And Harrelson moves on down to second. So the Mets have a runner in scoring position for the second time in the ball game. One man out here in the bottom half of the fourth, and the batter is Al Luplow. At the end of 2.5 innings, Philadelphia 2, Houston 2. Mike Queller pitching for the Astros, Larry Jackson going for the Phillies. At the end of 3, the Dodgers 2, Pittsburgh 2. Claude Osteen against Vern Law. At the end of 3, Atlanta 3, Chicago 1. Jenkins against LeMaster. Now the first pitch to Lupo. It's inside at low. It's ball 1. The Giants are pitching Warren Marichal tomorrow against the Mets, actually pretty quickly in rotation, in order that he might pitch against the Pittsburgh Pirates this week. Now the 1-0 pitch. It is grounded out towards second base. Fuentes comes in, he handles it. His throw to first base is in time as Harrelson moves to third. Now with 2 men out, the batter will be Tommy Davis. Tommy singled to center field his first time up. He's batting .327 with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. Davis, the right-hand batter, in the batter's box. Perry taking a sign from Tom Haller. The wind-up in the first pitch. It's over for a called strike. Tommy Davis with 18 base hits for the Mets. Been at bat 55 times. 5 of his hits have been 2 base hits. And he looked at a curveball. It's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. ball, one strike. Gaylord Perry now back again. The pitcher swung on him, missed. 1-2. Tommy Davis going for a low-breaking curveball. So Gaylord Perry has the lead on him, 1-2, with 2 men out here in the bottom half of the fourth. A scoreless ball game. Mets with Bud Harrelson on at third base. Perry into the windup, and the pitch back to Davis. Fastball that is just outside. And Gaylord Perry, along with Tom Haller, were off on their way to the bench. They thought that pitch was in the strike zone. It was that close. 2-2. Davis, after being out of the batter's box, gets back in. And Perry now quickly into a double pump. And the pitch to Davis. It is hit off the hands down toward first base. Willie McCovey has it. He looks to the bag to make the play there, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a man left to third base, and the score at the end of 4, the Mets nothing, the Giants nothing. And now, once again, here's Lindsay Nelson.
All right, Ralph, and fans, here's your chance to meet your favorite Met player before a ball game. A list of 11 fan club dates through June 30th can now be obtained by writing to Met Fan Club, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, or you can pick up that same list at any regular Met ticket outlet. For those fans who have already received the list, please note that Ed Cranepool's date has been changed from June 26th to May 19th. Tickets are now available for the fan club room for that date, May 19th, which has been assigned to Ed Cranepool. Perhaps you know how it works. Players are assigned specific dates when they come up into the fan club room here at Shea Stadium before a ball game. And fans who have obtained tickets to the fan club room for that date can come in, ask questions, receive autographs, and that sort of thing. So if you'd like a list of the fan club dates, just write to Met Fan Club, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, or you can pick up the same list at any of the regular Met ticket outlets. As we go now to the top half of the 5th inning, the number 9 man in the Giant batting order, Gaylord Perry, is coming up. He's been up one time, and he grounded out short to first. Facing right-hand pitcher Jack Fisher of the Mets. Through the first 4 innings here, the totals are identical. The Giants, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Mets, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Now Perry is in and waiting. Jack Fisher with his no wind-up delivery, and the pitch is lined back to the middle into center field for a base hit. Perry is on with a leadoff single for the Giants here in the top of the 5th. Jack Fisher on his follow-through was trying to get back around and near that, and actually had his pitching hand out there. But it went on through into center field for a base hit. That is hit number 4 for the Giants off Fisher. Brings up Tito Fuentes, who has slid to center and went out trying to bunt his way on in the 3rd. Bunted the ball down third baseline. Ken Boyer made the play on him. Boyer now moves in against the sacrifice possibility here. Fuentes is a right-hand batter. Cranepool comes over the hole against the runner, Gaylord Perry. Now the pitch, and it is bunted up the first baseline. Cranepool, he's going to go to second. And the force is made there. Harrelson taking the throw from Cranepool. And Fuentes becomes the runner at first with 1 man out. Lindsay pushed that bunt up the first base line. Cranepool up with it. Made the play to shortstop. Bud Harrelson covering at second. Ken Henderson now. Slide to right and walk so far. Switch hitter batting left here tonight against right-hander Jack Fisher. Cranepool holds against Fuentes, who leads at first base. Pitch is outside, a pitch shot. So it is ball 1. Mets figuring the Giants might have something on. With Fuentes at first. Henderson up, and Willie May is on deck. This will be a 1-0 pitch. And it's in there for a called strike. 1-1. Fuentes bluffed to start. Was not running. Mets have an outfield alignment tonight of Tommy Davis in left field, Don Bosch in center field, and Al Luplo in right field. Fuentes leads at first. Fisher sets and steps off the rubber. He tightens up the runner at first. Now Fisher sets again. 1-1 delivery, and it's hit on the ground to short. Harrelson over. Makes a play to Hiller. That's one. The throw to first, not in time. Henderson becomes the runner at first now. As Fuentes was 4-6-4 if you're scoring. Willie Mays is the batter. He doubles. And in between of the left center in the first inning and hit a ground ball to short for a forced play in the third. Mays is up now with 2 men out for the Giants in the top half of the fifth inning. Ken Henderson is the runner at first, and Cranepool's holding against him there. Mays with a batting average right now, 242. Here's the pitch. And it's in there for a call strike, a breaking ball served up there by Jack Fisher. Big stretch McCovey moves out to the on-deck circle. Fisher with a sidearm delivery, and it's swung on and foul back into the seats out of play, directly behind home plate. It was in on the fifth, and he fouled it off a 2-strike count. So far this season, the Giants have not stolen a base. They had 3 attempts, and all 3 resulted in the runner being thrown out. Henderson leads. Pitch swung on and lined in the right field for a base hit for Mays. Loop ball one hops it, plays it back. Henderson holds at second base. Mays is on with his second hit of the night. He's 2 for 3. Runners at first and second, and Willie McCovey, left-hand batter, coming up. McCovey is 1 for 1 in a walk. There is no score. Cranepool calls time, goes over to the mound to have a word now with Jack Fisher. Giants have 5 hits. Back to first. Charlie Fox, the Giants coach at first, over to have a word with Willie Mays. Ken Henderson, the runner at second. McCovey is in and waiting, and Jim Hart's on deck. Fisher checks the runners. And the pitch. Swung on and hit foul on the left field line, drifting toward the seats. It's out of play. Boyer gave it a run, and so did Harrelson, but it's well back in the stand. Sliced off the bat of left-hand batter, Willie McCovey. So it's strike 1. Quite a number of banners around tonight that we have not seen previously this season. This is the first night game of the year here at Shea Stadium. Runners lead first and second. And the pitch. Overhand fastball. It's 1-1. McCovey hitting cleanup, and manager Herman Frank's Giant batting order. And the 1-1 delivery. Curveball low. Fisher goes behind the McCovey 2-1. This is the 10th year for the Giants to represent the city of San Francisco. Left New York after the 1957 season. 2-1 pitch. Swung on it on the ground to deep first. Big hop to Cranepool. Wheels off Fisher. Goes to the bag, and the side is out. So the Giants failed to score. No run. 2 hits. No errors. 2 left to score. The end of 4.5 innings there. The Giants nothing and the Mets nothing.
Be a modern 49er at Armory Garage in Albany. There are golden savings waiting for you at Central and Colvin in Albany during Armory Garage's 49th anniversary for new owners. The prices are so low that Art Neat has to look the other way when he walks past. Prices are low at Armory, values are top, and terms are unbelievable. Pick out an Armory used car, pay as little as 49 cents down, and then take years to pay. Financing is a breeze at Armory Garage, too. If you have the ability to pay, they'll say okay. And Armory offers you 101 time payment plans to fit your budgeting. Big business at Armory Garage means better deals for you. 3 shops, 2 immense lots, and 135 employees combined to give you great selection, service, and deals. Cash in on great savings on used cars and new Plymouths during the 49th anniversary sale at Armory Garage, Central at Colvin in Albany.
Coming up now to lead off for the Mets. Facing right-hand pitcher Gaylord Perry. Craneville has been up one time and he dropped a butt. Out on the infield grass on the third base side and beat it out. He caught the Giant defense flat-footed in the second inning. Craneville's batting average right now is .344. It's a swing and a foul ball back and out of play. Pitch low and inside, bounding out in front of the plate. Craneville retrieves it and hands it to Tom Haller. 1-1 count. Gaylord Perry last year set a San Francisco club record for strikeouts when he had 15 in the game against Philadelphia on July 22nd. The 1-1 delivery swung on and fouled out. That was the best mark for a Giant pitcher since Christy Mathewson had 16 way back in 1904. Gaylord Perry, incidentally, was the winning pitcher in the All-Star game in St. Louis. Score was 2-1. It was his first All-Star appearance. Here's a 1-2 delivery. Foul back and out of play. The first game of a doubleheader in Kansas City, the Washington Senators defeated the Kansas City A's 1-0. Steve Rickard, who started, was the winner, but Washington, in winning 1-0, used 3 pitches. Ball went in the 8th and Knowles in the 8th. Lou Cross started and took the loss. Bob DeLeva in the 9th inning. Here's a breaking pitch inside. It's 2-2 now to Craneville. Baltimore at Cleveland, postponed wet ground. Detroit at Chicago, postponed cold weather. Boston at California in a later start. The end of a half inning, the Yankees nothing, Minnesota Twins coming to bat. Fritz Peterson against Dean Chant. No score here. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Hit deep to right. It's way back. Lindsay. Going, and gone. Home run. Good hit, Craneville. Ed Craneville with his second home run of the season. His first came out Sammy Ellis at Cincinnati on the 28th. So the Mets are out in front by a score of 1-0. And Ken Boyer's coming up. Boyer's been up one time and he lined into a triple play in the second inning. Here's a breaking pitch inside for a ball. Side-on delivery by Gaylord Perry, who came off on the third base side. Pitch. In for a called strike. The time of the All-Star break last year, Gaylord Perry had a record of 12 wins and 1 loss. During the season, he defeated every team in the league. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off on the ground toward the Giant dugout. It's 1-2. Nobody out. Mets 1, Giants nothing in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Here's a swing and a drive. Here's the right center, but going back this time is Ken Henderson. He's there and he makes the catch. So there's one away, and that'll bring up Jerry Cruddy. Cruddy's been up one time and he fouled out to the catcher. He has a batting average right now of 208. Pitch is swung and fouled out to the right side and out of play. Assembly Head. Cranefield's batting average right now is at .353, including that home run he just hit last year. Cranefield had 16 home runs. He had 57 runs batted in last year, Cranefield did. Exceeded on the Mets only by Ken Boyer, who had 61. Here's a swing and a miss. 2 strikes to Grody. Perry has struck out 2 and walked none so far in tonight's ball game. And a 2-strike delivery. Swung on and fouled off. It's a bounce back into the seat behind home plate, and there's a slight crowd reaction. Don Bosch is waiting on deck for the Mets as Gaylord Perry picks up the sign from Tom Haller, and here's a 2-strike delivery. Swung on and fouled off out of play. Count holds at 2 strikes. Is rippling the flag on the center field flagstaff down toward the left field corner. Crowd reaction to a catch in the stands of the foul ball. Again, a 2-strike delivery to Jerry Grody. Foul off on the ground, rolling over toward the Giant dugout. Have 1 run on 4 hits. The Giants have no runs. They have 5 hits in this game. It's to Grody. Check swing, foul ball off the screen and out of play. Count continues at 2 strikes. Grody over to get the pine tar rag now to work on the handle of the net a little bit. Strike delivery, and Grody hits the deck. Grody hits the deck to get out of the way of a pitch that is high and tight. And it's 1 and 2. He gets up, steps right back in there. We were waiting just a moment to see if it nicked him. It did not. Now 1-2 delivery from Gaylord Perry. Outside, 2 and 2. As you know, the Giants finished second in the National League last year, second to the pennant-winning Los Angeles Dodgers. Here's a 2-2 offering. Swung on, hit on the ground to third. Jim Hart up with it, plays it across to McCovey, and Grody grounds out third to first. 2-way, and now Don Bosch, switch-hitting center fielder. He's been up 1 time, was called out on strike. Even with the edge of the grass at third, Perry delivers a pitch high and away for a ball. Giant defense is shortened up and shaded left against the left-hand batter, Don Bosch. This is a 1-0 delivery. It's deep to right center field. Way back there, and it is hitting at the base of the wall in play. Bosch is going to try for 3. He's on his way to third, and he is now going to try for a home run. He's on his way to the plate, and he is bagged out at the plate. Bosch will be credited with a triple. He is thrown out at the plate by a goodly margin. When the relay was mishandled back in second, he got a green light from Salty Park and decided to try to make it. But then Al Lanier came up with the ball and fired it into Tom Haller in time to get Bosch. His ball hit the base of the wall on the fly. He is credited with a triple, and he then goes out. 9-6-2. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, none left. Score at the end of 5 innings is Mets 1, the Giants nothing. Well, you know, here at Shea Stadium, there are a lot of little peanut vendors running up and down the aisles at every game. There's one kid out here you got to see to believe. Doesn't look as though he's more than 15 years old. Shirt sticking out of his pants. Well, I saw him pitch a bag of peanuts 25 rows up, at least 25 rows up, and get it right smack into his customer's hand. Then when the guy threw back the quarter, kid leaped up and snatched the 2 bits in midair. That kid is really something. Don't think the fans don't favor him. I bet he sells more bags than all the other kids put together. Because when you've got it, people know it. It's the same thing with beer. There are 302 brands of beer in New York. That's cutthroat competition. 302 different beers, and only Rhinegold's made it to the top. Taste Rhinegold's rich, dry lager. You'll see right off why they made it to the top in this tough town. Either you have it or you don't. Rhinegold has it. The 6th inning, Jim Hart's up to lead off for the Giants, facing Jack Fisher. There's a swing and a ground ball past Boyer and on into left field for a base hit. They're headed by Tommy Davis, and Jim Hart has a leadoff single to left. That'll bring up Tom Haller. Off to short and grounded out to first base so far. The ball hit by Don Bosch was the longest of his career as a Met. Deep to right field, and it hit the base of the wall on the fly. Ken Henderson came up with it. His relay in was bobbled, was mishandled momentarily by shortstop Hal Lanier. And Bosch got to third. He decided to try to make it an inside-the-park home run, and Lanier recovered and threw him out. He was out by a goodly margin, 10 to 12 feet at the plate. Didn't slide because he was out so obviously. He simply tried to evade the tag. Could not. So here is a pitch that is high and away for a ball. The Mets lead 1-0, but the Giants have a runner at first with nobody out. Rainpool holding against the runner, Jim Hart. The hit by Hart was number 6 for the Giants off Jack Fisher. Here's a throw over. Hart's back safely. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul into the... You know, here at Shea Stadium, there are a lot of little peanut vendors running up and down the aisles at every game. There's one kid out here you got to see to believe. Doesn't look as though he's more than 15 years old. Shirt sticking out of his pants. Well, I saw him pitch a bag of peanuts 25 rows up, at least 25 rows up, and get it right smack into his customer's hand. Then when the guy threw back the quarter, kid leaped up and snatched the 2 bits in midair. That kid is really something. Don't think the fans don't favor him. I bet he sells more bags than all the other kids put together. Because when you've got it, people know it. It's the same thing with beer. There are 302 brands of beer in New York. That's cutthroat competition. 302 different beers, and only Rhinegold's made it to the top. Taste Rhinegold's rich, dry lager. You'll see right off why they made it to the top in this tough town. Either you have it or you don't. Rhinegold has it. Jim Hart's up to lead off for the Giants, facing Jack Fisher. There's a swing and a ground ball past Boyer and on into left field for a base hit. They're headed by Tommy Davis, and Jim Hart has a leadoff single to left. That'll bring up Tom Haller. Off to short and grounded out to first base so far. The ball hit by Don Bosch was the longest of his career as a Met. deep to right field, and it hit the base of the wall on the fly. Dan Henderson came up with it. His relay in was bobbled, was mishandled momentarily by shortstop Hal Lanier. And Bryce got to third. He decided to try to make it an inside-the-park home run, and Lanier recovered and threw him out. He was out by a goodly margin, 10 to 12 feet at the plate. Didn't slide because he was out so obviously. He simply tried to evade the tag. Could not. So here is a pitch that is high and away for a ball. The Mets lead 1-0, but the Giants have a runner at first with nobody out. Against the runner, Jim Hart. The hit by Hart was number 6 for the Giants, off Jack Fisher. There's a throw over. Hart's back safely. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul into the seats and out of play. Behind home plate. 1-1 now to Tom Haller. If you've joined us along the way, we repeat that Jack Kralik, the left-hand pitcher, who was purchased by the Mets Jacksonville Club yesterday from the Cleveland Indians, involved in an automobile accident in Cleveland and is hospitalized in Cleveland. Here's a 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. 1-2 now to Tom Haller. Jesus Salou kneeling in the on-deck circle. Mets and the Giants in their first confrontation of this season. Fisher checks the runner at first base. There's a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and line to right field. It's a base hit. One hop by Luplow. Puts it back in, holding at second base is Jim Hart, and Haller's on with a single to right. Back-to-back base hits off Fisher. Here in the top of 6, and Jesus Salou's coming up. And I think that may get a little action going down in the Met bullpen. There's a little stirring around down there now. Jesus Salou singled to center in the first inning and grounded out third to first. In the fourth inning, Ken Boyer comes over to the mound to have a word, and while he does, we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Have your late morning coffee with me each weekday morning from 10 to 11:30 here on the big bright sound of WGY's Connection.
This is Lindsay Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium in New York. Working in the Met bullpen now, left-handed Jerry Kuzman, right-handed Chuck Estrada. Giants have runners at first and second, nobody out. Jesus Salou, right-hand batter, is up. Savoya moves into the cutout of the grass at third. Fisher's pitch. Jesus Salou shortens up, bunts it into the dugout of the San Francisco Giants. So it is strike one to Alou. This night of a day during which it rained all day long and has been sort of soggy even at nighttime, the paid attendance is 17,402. Total attendance is 17,853. Jesus Salou already is shortened up. Now, sometimes the batter will decoy a bunt in that manner. So Fisher stepped off the rubber. Again, he shortens up at the plate. And here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. 1-1. He did not shorten his stroke, so to swing, so apparently he was going to bunt that one had it been in the strike zone. Giants would like to move up the tying and go-ahead run, represented by Jim Hart at second and Tom Haller at first. One pitch, and it is inside. And again, Jesus Salou was already around in bunting position before Fisher ever went into the strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jesus Alou. With Howell Lanier waiting on deck. Alou bats number 7 in the batting order, Lanier number 8, and then pitcher Gaylord Perry. Fisher checks the runners. 2-1 pitch, and Alou swings away and tosses it foul back into the seats behind home plate and out of play. So the sacrifice was taken off, and he was swinging fully away. It's 2-2 to him. The American League, the Minnesota Twins, have scored 6 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. So at the end of an inning, it is the Minnesota Twins 6, the New York Yankees nothing. Fritz Peterson relieved by Jim Bouton in that inning. Dean Shadd is pitching for the Twins. Now a 2-2 pitch to Jesus Alou. Swung on and landed to left for a base hit. Jim Hart down third, and he's coming home. Up with the ball is Tommy Davis. His throw comes to cutoff man Ken Boyer, holding at second. Tom Haller, and Alou is out at first. The score is tied 1-1 with nobody out for the Giants from the top of the 6th.
Shortstop, Hal Lanier.
Hal Lanier is coming up. Slide to right and popped out short. He's checking with third base coach Peanuts Lowry. See if anything is on. He's a right-hand batter. Fisher off the stretch now. And the pitch inside. Throw to second. Back safely there. Tom Haller. Throw taken by Bud Harrelson. Lanier was around in bunting stance on the pitch, which was a breaking pitch inside. So it's 1-0. Score tied, 1-1. Delivery, and it is bunted foul up the third base line out of play. 1-1 to Lanier. Kneeling in the on-deck circle is the pitcher Gaylord Perry. Perry had a base hit in the 5th inning. In case you've joined us along the way, the Giants pulled off a triple play in the 2nd inning. Pitch, and it is bunted foul back into the seats and out of play. There's action now in the Giant bullpen with Lindsay McDaniel throwing down there. Lindsay McDaniel throwing, so that if manager Herman Franks felt so inclined, he would be in a position to go to a pinch hitter himself for Gaylord Perry scheduled up next. 1-2 the count to Hal Lanier. 1-2 delivery, sidearm, swung on and fouled off. Just to the corner of the Giant dugout. Count holds at 1-2 to Lanier. Fisher came sidearm with a breaking pitch that time, trying for a strikeout delivery. Nobody out for the Giants. They've had 3 consecutive base hits here in the top of the 6th. Runners lead at first and second, and the 1-2 pitch swung on back to Fisher, knocked down. He takes the play at third for the 4th. Boyer cut down over there by sliding Tom Haller. But Boyer now is on his knees, has not managed to get up as yet, and time is called as Boyer might have been cut. Tom Haller came sliding into third after the 4th had been affected. Here goes trainer Gus March out. Here comes manager Wes Westrom out. Fisher knocked down the ground smash back to the mound, made the full pivot and pegged it on to third to Boyer. Boyer took the throw with his foot on the bag, and Haller was out by a good margin, but he came sliding in and cut Boyer, who went down on his knees, and he's getting attention now. Situation, runners at first and second, 1 away, score tied 1-1. Play on Haller went 1-5. So Lanier's on at first, Alou is on at second. Boyer appears to be in considerable pain as he is getting medical attention now, and Manager Wes Weston turns and looks at his bench as though that's all for Boyer. No chance for him to stay in the game. That is the look that Weston seemed to have looking into the dugout. Gus March still is working on Ken Boyer. He was caught from behind, of course, as he took the throw. He was on the inside of the diamond. And Jerry Buchek is coming out of the dugout now. Jerry Buchek, who has been out of action with a full groin muscle, is coming out of the field apparently to replace Ken Boyer. Buchek brings the ball out with him, and Cranepool now is going back over to first, and Harrelson is short to play catch with Buchek and let him loosen up that arm a little bit. Meanwhile, Fisher starts throwing to Jerry Gordy behind the plate. It is Boyer's left ankle, apparently, and he is limping off the field under his own power. With trainer Gus March at his side. Manager Wes Weston leading the way a couple of steps in front. So Jerry Buchek goes in to play third base as Boyer is out of the ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, for New York, now playing third base, playing Ken Boyer, number 1, Jerry Buchek, number 1.
You'll recall that Buchek went out of action with his full groin muscle. The second game of a doubleheader on Sunday, April 23rd against the Phillies. This is his first appearance since. Gaylord Perry is up now, right-hand batter. The Giants have runners at first and second with one man out. The score is tied, 1-1. Double barrel action continuing in the Met bullpen. Fisher off the stretch, and Perry busts the ball up the first base line. Cranepool left with it. He'll have to go to Hiller at first in time. Sacrifice moves the runners up to second and third, but Tito Fuentes. So the play goes 3-4 from Cranepool to Hiller, the second baseman covering at first. Fuentes, nothing for 3. Right-hand batter. This Toulouse is the runner at third, and Hal Lanier is the runner at first. There's a pitch that is low for a ball. Jerry Buchek, even with the bag at third base. 1-0 delivery. Swung on it in the air to right field. Loop low, over, underneath, and he makes the catch. So the side is on as the Giants get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left, and the score at the end of 5.5 innings is the Mets won and the Giants won.
Hi, everyone. This is Bill Edwardson, introducing one of our top recording artists from the 50th state.
This is Don Ho. Here in Hawaii, the surf's up. The palm trees and white coral beaches are waiting for you. Come along with Bill Edwardson when he travels to exotic, beautiful Hawaii. While you're here, you'll join me for an evening at the Duke's Restaurant, Hawaii's largest and most beautiful nightclub. For a real adventure in paradise, let Bill save you a place in the Hawaiian sun. What do you say, Bill?
Well, Don, I say it sounds like a fun time. And we're going to be all sold out on a trip very, very soon. If you're interested in coming to Hawaii with us, remember the total cost is $599. And that's for the transportation to New York, jetting all the way to Hawaii, champagne all the way, a tour of Oahu, a tour of Pearl Harbor. Just all kinds of fun, golf, and an evening with Don Ho and all the rest. If you're interested, send a postcard here to me, to Bill Edwardson, WGY, Schenectady.
We go now to the bottom half of the sixth inning, and Jack Fisher's coming up for the Mets. He's been up one time and he struck out. Here's a hockey score and the Stanley Cup playoff with Toronto leading 3-2 at the end of 2 periods. Toronto 2, Montreal nothing. Now Gaylord Perry's pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Bud Harrelson kneeling in the on-deck circle. This is a 1-0 delivery, swung on and missed. As Ken Boyer left the field, it appeared that he had not been cut by Haller's sliding hand, but rather perhaps had turned the ankle as he was knocked off the bag at third by the sliding Haller. We'll wait for a more detailed report from the Met locker room. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and it is bunted on and missed. 1-2 now. Fisher tries to dump one down the third baseline. Perry has struck out 2 and walked none in this game tonight. A 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, and Fisher becomes strikeout victim number 3 for Perry. Bud Harrelson's the batter. Harrelson looped a base hit into left field in the 4th inning. Switch hitter batting left against Perry. There's a pitch put on the ground, foul down to first base. It's gloved by Big Stretch McCovey right up the bag. Foul ball indicated by umpire Mel Steiner. Jim Hart on the edge of the infield grass at third against possibility of Harold trying to bunt his way on. Giants are well aware of the speed of Bud Harrelson. September of last year, he stole home against the Giants at Candlestick Park to give the Mets a victory. Here's a pitch low, 1-1, and it was a game that the Giants could ill afford to lose as they finished. Only a game and a half out of first place behind the pennant-winning Los Angeles Dodgers. Man out and nobody on base. Cubby stays even with the bag at first. Hart on the grass at third. 1-1 pitch. High and away for a ball. Perry goes behind 2-1. Down of Tom Haller, and this will be a 2-1 offering. Sidearmed outside. He goes behind 3-1. And a 3-1 pitch. In there for a called strike. It's a full count of 3-2 to Bud Harrelson. Will be a payoff pitch. Low, and he walked him. It was in the dirt. So it is the first walk issued by Perry, putting Harrelson on here at the bottom of the 6th. Chuck Hiller's coming up with 1 man out. Giants have 1 run on 8 hits. The Mets have 1 run on 5 hits. Hiller is nothing for 1 on the sacrifice. He tried to left in the first inning. Pitch out. Harrelson bluffed to start at first. Nothing on. It's ball 1. Giants figuring the Mets might be playing hit and run. Al Luplo is moved out on deck. All right, just in on the edge of the grass at third. McCovey holding against the runner at first. Perry turns, tosses over to first, not in time. Harrelson back safely. Pitch swung on and popped up into short center field. Willie Mays comes in. Underneath. Makes the catch, plus the throw, and Harrelson goes back to first. Mays tosses the ball into second. So there are 2 men out, and now Al Luplow is coming up. Line to center and grounded out, second to first. Luplow has a season batting average right now of an even 300. In there for a called strike to Al Luplow. Tommy Davis has moved out to the on-deck circle. Harrelson takes his lead at first. Perry throws over. He's back safely. Down to Luplow at the plate is strike one. Here's a pitch, and it's outside. Dr. Peter Lamont, the Met team physician, has reported on the condition of Ken Boyer. He describes his injury as a contusion of the left ankle, right on the bone. Precautionary x-rays will be taken. It's being packed in ice right now. Here's a throw to first, not in time. Count of 1-1 to Luplow at the plate. 1-1 pitch. Hit right back to Gaylord Perry. He tosses to McCovey, and the side is out. That's no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 left. And of course, the end of 6 full innings is the Giants 1 and the Mets 1. And now here's Bob Murphy.
All right, Lindsay, good season boxes for the 1967 home season are still available here at Shea, as well as a variety of other season ticket plans to fit the individual taste. For more information concerning the various plans available, we suggest you contact the ticket manager at Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. The phone number is 672-3000. The phone number again is 672-3000. If you prefer to gain the information by correspondence, just address your correspondence to ticket manager, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, 11368. Well, the strolling banjo bands from the famous Your Father's Mustache establishment really adding to the overall fun tonight here at Shea Stadium. They will be here again tomorrow night and also Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Juan Merritt outfits for the Giants and Bill Dennehy for the New York Mets. Game time 8 p.m. and the weatherman says we can expect better weather tomorrow night.
Right fielder, Henderson.
Now we go to the 7th inning, and the Giants will have 2, 3, and 4 in their batting order coming up against Jack Fisher. Ken Henderson, the right fielder, hitting second, will be leading off, then Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. Curveball just inside, 1 ball and no strike. Now Wes Westrom has right-hander Jack LeMabe and southpaw Don Shaw on call in the bullpen. The Giants have out-hit the Mets tonight 8-5. The game is tied 1-1. Infield and the outfield around to right. Fastball inside, and Fisher goes behind 2-0. The Mets tallied first tonight on the home run by Eddie Kranepool in the 5th inning. The Giants got 3 hits to tie the game in the top of the 6th. Up in the 2-0 delivery, a swing and a miss. It's 2 balls and a strike on Ken Henderson.
probably, well, I should say, was actually the first full season of playing baseball for Ken Henderson. Although he signed in 1964. He had been sitting around until last year. A high, twisting, foul fly over toward the crowd. Boot check going over near the field box railing has no play. And the ball drops into the crowd. So the count is 2-2 on Henderson. He was running it out, so we wait for him now to come back. Now Jack Fisher with a full count of 3-2 on Ken Henderson. The always dangerous Willie Mays waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. Way inside, ball 4. Actually, he's a hit batsman. The curveball was so far inside. It hit Henderson on the foot, and officially it will go into the box score as being hit by a pitch. Willie Mays. Game tied 1-1. Jack Fisher was in trouble in the 6th inning and had to work very hard to get out. Now throw to first, it's not in time. Willie, with a good night going, he doubled to left center in the 1st, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and singled to right in the 5th inning. So Willie has 2 hits and 3 times up. Here's the pitch on the way. Up high, ball 1. Willie, after 15 big league campaigns, with a lifetime major league batting average of 312. 544 home runs. Here's the pitch to him, a fastball high, and Fisher goes behind on Mays 2-0. Willie McCovey on deck, and then Jim Ray Hart. The Giants have 4 big bats in the middle of that order. Mays, McCovey, Hart, and Haller. Now Fisher in the set position. Delivers to Mays. A pop foul over toward the field boxes. Might be playable. Over comes Crane's rule, and it's down to 3. Lands in the crowd. Now 2 balls and a strike on Willie Mays. Giants 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. New York 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. The infield and the outfield just about straight away against Willie. Now Fisher getting his sign from Jerry Grudy. Henderson, a fast man, is on first base. Now Fisher set. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 3. Now Fisher goes 3-1 on Willie Mays. And an uneasy moment here for the Shea Stadium followers. Miller and Harrelson talking back and forth. They have set a double play depth, hoping for a shot at 2. The count is 3-1, and the pitch by Fisher, a pop fly in the shallow center field. Bice is coming in. Bice is calling, now he's under it. And he makes the catch. Out, and Willie McCovey comes up. Stretch has reached on a walk, single to right, and bounced out to Crane's rule. 1 hit and 2 trips. Eddie Crane's rule holding against the runner because Henderson is a fast man. That's an in-close spot to play against Willie McCovey, but he has no choice. The outfield is deep and around toward right. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on a slow curve. Fisher gave him the big motion and throttled back on that curveball. Fisher gave up only 3 hits over the first 4. Giants have had 5 hits in the last 2 innings. Now the fastball is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three-night games with the Giants. The Astros are here Friday night, Saturday afternoon, a Ladies' Day game, and a doubleheader on Sunday. flow deep and right back to the edge of the warning track. The 1-1 pitch, way outside, 2-1 on McCovey. Just a reaching back on that fastball. Jack LeMabe and Don Shaw continue to stay ready in the Mets bullpen. Now Fisher goes the pitching slab. The 2-1 delivery. A ground ball off the pitcher's glove. Grabbed by Herta Harrelson. 1 to first. Still playing. Jack Fisher will get an assist on the double play. He deflected the ball toward Hiller, who underhanded the ball to Harrelson, who rifled the ball to Cranepool for the double play. And the side is out in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. 7th inning stretch time, Jay, at the end of the 6th and a half. The Giants won, and the New York Mets won.
It's spring, and everything's coming up colossal on the corner of Central and Calvin in Albany. It's Armory Garage celebrating their 49th anniversary sale with a crop of constantly changing tested used cars. You have to see to believe. Hundreds to choose from at prices so low that you won't believe them. Art Neat says the selection changes daily. Visit Armory again if you don't find what you want the first time. Pick the used car you want, then put as little as 49 cents down. Take years to pay. Your credit is wealth at Armory. You can buy, sign, and pay at Armory, home of 101 time payment plans. Browse around. You'll see why everything's colossal. From the 3 big shops, 2 big lots, including their 14-acre lot, to the experience of the 135 employees. Then check the allowances, the deals, the fast delivery, and you'll see why Armory's been the leader for 49 years in used car sales and service. It's spring, time to trade up at Armory Garage during their colossal 49th anniversary sale. Central at Calvin in Albany.
Seventh inning at Shea Stadium, and Tommy Davis is up against Gaylord Perry. It'll be Tommy Davis, Eddie Cranepool, and Jerry Butchek in the last half of the 7th. And a slow curve, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Ken Boyer forced out of the ball game with a turned ankle. Ken's ankle will be x-rayed in the morning, although Dr. Peter Lamont, the Mets team physician, does not think that there is anything seriously wrong. Ken limped off the field in pain after being upended by Tom Haller on a play at third. Tommy Davis singled to center his first time up tonight and bounced out to stretch McCovey his second trip. Tommy has 1 for 2. Now the tall right-hander, Gaylord Perry, delivers under the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy Davis hitting .321. Tonight, a little over 17,000. The advance sale was 25,000, but the bad weather held the crowd down. It is inside and high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Last year, the Mets and Giants split the season series. The Mets winning 9 and the Giants 9. The Giants were not ousted in the pennant race until the last day of the season, and so you can see the Mets put quite a dent in the Giant hope. Now the 2-1 delivery. A ground ball hammered right at the shortstop. Lanier is up with it. And his long take to McCovey is in time, and Tommy Davis is out. Tommy was going down that line pretty good. His leg is must be getting better. Right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
And the night shall be filled with music on the Leon Kelly Show, Monday through Friday from 6:15 until midnight on the big bright sound of WGY Schenectady. Bob Murphy with Lindsay Nelson and Ralph Kiner from Shea Stadium. Eddie Cranepool is up against Gaylord Perry, and the pitch is outside and low. It's ball 1. Eddie led off the 5th inning and hit a line drive over the right center field wall at the 371 mark. That put New York in front 1-0. The Giants collected 3 hits to tie the game in the 6th. A fly ball well hit the center field. This one is playable. Trotting back is Willie Mays, and near the edge of the warning track, he takes it for the out. 2 outs, nobody on, and Jerry Butchek will be coming up for his first time at bat. Jerry took over at third when Ken Boyer was hurt.
Boy, you know things are going bad. You know you're in a slump. When you have the kind of luck Ken Boyer had in this ball game tonight. He hit one like a bullet. His first time up in the second inning with runners on first and second, he hit it so hard it went into a triple play. Now the pitch is on the outside corner for a call strike. You can't hit any tougher luck than that. He narrowly missed a home run. He pulled his drive up into the seats that was foul. Came back and hit a sizzling liner that Gaylord Perry caught. A ground ball off the chest of Gaylord Perry. He picks it up. Now he throws in time, and Butek is out. Good scrambling on the part of Gaylord Perry. That ball, a hot grounder, struck his chest and carried him toward third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Now 7 innings complete. The Giants 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. The New York Mets 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Now in other games in the National League tonight, the Phillies got a run in the 6th inning, and they have gone ahead of Houston 3-2 at the end of 6 1/2. Mike Clear is pitching against Larry Jackson. A 6th inning home run by Al Ferrara has the Dodgers in front of Pittsburgh 3-2 going to the 8th inning. Claude Osteen is pitching for the Dodgers, trying for his 4th win. And Denny Rybant relieved Vern Law in the 8th inning. A 3-run homer by Rico Cardi in the 2nd tonight at Atlanta. And the Atlanta Braves lead the Chicago Cubs 3-1. They are going to the 9th inning. Bill Hans relieved Jenkins in the 7th. Denny LeMaster, 1-1 on the year, pitching for the Braves. St. Louis won, Cincinnati nothing at the end of 3. Jim Maloney against Bob Gibson. Gibson trying to win his 4th. At Minnesota tonight, the Twins got 6 runs in the 1st inning and chased Fritz Peterson. Boughton came in. The Twins lead the Yankees 6-0 at the end of 4 with Dean Chancellor on the mound. Washington defeated Kansas City 1-0 in the first game of a doubleheader tonight at Kansas City. Pete Rickards the winner and Luke Krause the loser. The second game, it'll be Jim Hannon against Catfish Hunter. Jim Ray Hart is up in the 8th inning, and he whacks the ball foul down the third baseline. Baltimore and Cleveland postponed. Detroit and Chicago postponed. And later tonight, the Red Sox and the Angels at Anaheim. Jim Ray Hart has 1 for 3. He singled leading off in the 6th inning and later came in on a base hit by Jesus Alou. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the 8th inning and the game is tied. A foul ball right straight back into the upper deck and no play. Fisher with a 2-strike count on third baseman Jim Hart, the number 5 hitter in the order. Strong right-hand batter waiting. Crossfire pitch, a drive in the air to left. Tommy Davis is there waiting. He's got it, 1 down. Line drive on a 2-strike pitch, but it went right to Tommy Davis. Now Tom Haller comes up. Getting on Tom a little bit because it was his slide into third. That was the play in which Ken Boyer was injured. Certainly was unintentional. 1 ball and no strike. Haller had a banner year last season. He hit 27 home runs. Now Fisher winding and the pitch to Haller. Fastball in, knee high for a strike, 1-1. Real good opening ball game of this series with the Giants. Tomorrow night, Bill Dennehy against Juan Marichal. The 1-1 delivery. He lays off at the last moment. It's inside as Fisher jammed him, and the count is 2-1. The Giants have those 4 big howitzers, one behind the other in that batting order. Mays, McCovey, Hart, and Haller. Pitching 2-1. Slow curve is in for a strike knee high, and the count is even 2-2. One out, nobody on. Top of the 8th inning. The game tied 1-1. Jack LeMahieu and Don Shaw stay ready in the bullpen. The outfield is deep to the right. And the curve is inside and low, ball 3. Fisher so far in this sequence wasted his fastball. He jammed the hitter. Otherwise, to stay with his curveball to Haller. Right side of the infield, set back deep with Chuck Hiller. On the rim of the outfield ramp, and Crane Pool deep behind the bag at first. Here's the payoff delivery. A ground ball flagged down by Jack Fisher. He lobs the Crane Pool, 2 down. Now there are 2 away in the 8th inning, and it brings up Jesus Alou. He tied the ball game up with a base hit through the hole to left field in the 6th inning, driving home Jim Ray Hart. Alou has 2 for 3. Jesus was off to a pretty good start this year. He got off to a very slow start last year. Alou hitting 295. Fisher looking in to get his sign from Grody. And the pitch to Jesus, a curve bouncing in the dirt out in front of the plate. 1 ball and no strike. Herman Frank has Lindsay McDaniel and Bill Henry getting loose in the bullpen. An off-speed pitch is over for a strike. A good pitch by Jack Fisher. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jesus Alou. Al Lanier is on deck, then Gaylord Perry. Now Fisher over the head, he sidearms him, a clear with a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fisher stepping out towards third and dealing that sidearm curveball. Davis to the left and Al Lupolo on the right, protecting the gap. And the pitch to him, a high drive that may go foul. Deep down the line, back up in the seats, a foul ball. He clouded that one. It's all over in Atlanta. Denny LeMaster pitched a 4-hitter as the Atlanta Braves defeated Chicago 3-1. They won on a 3-run homer by Rico Carty. The game was played in 1 hour and 55 minutes. Final score, the Braves 3 and the Cubs 1. Atlanta had only 3 hits, but Carty hit a 3-run homer. And it's an infield pop fly. Buchek calling for it. He's in fair territory behind the bag, and he has it. Good inning for Jack Fisher. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Now, at the end of 7 1/2 innings, it's the Giants 1 and the New York Mets 1. Now, here's the word of the 8th inning, and Jerry Grody will lead off against Gaylord Perry. Jerry has fouled out the catcher Tom Haller and bounced out third to first, 0 for 2. Don Bosch, the on-deck batter, and then Jack Fisher. The Mets have the bottom of their batting order hitting against Perry here in the home half of the 8th inning. In comes the pitch by Gaylord. Low and outside. It's ball 1. Both managers keep the bullpens going. Wes wants to have his bullpen ready in case he decides to send up a hitter. And a curveball is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Ralph Carey and Bob Shaw are loosening up in the bullpen now. That may be more in the nature of tune-up work. Tune-up work by Ron Herbel and Ray Sadecki in the Giant bullpen. The 2-0 delivery, fastball over a strike, 2-1. Bullpen. The 2-0 delivery, fastball over a strike, 2-1. Giants 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. New York 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Bottom half of the 8th inning. The 2-1. And a fastball over, letter high for a strike, 2-2. Now Grody steps out of the batter's spot. Jerry hitting 204. Gaylord Perry getting his sign from Tom Haller. The tall right-hander's 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fourth strikeout for Gaylord Perry. Now Don Bosch, Don the center fielder, has been struck out, and he tripled to right center and was out trying to make it home. Jim Ray Hart shortens up his third against Don Bosch to guard against the threat of a bunt. Willie Mays plays him astride to left center, and a ground ball hit slowly and foul down the first base line. Jack Fisher kneeling in the on-deck circle. Perry working on a 5-hitter. And a foul ball off the shin guard of catcher Tom Haller. Gaylord Perry has not given up a hit since the 5th inning when the Mets got their run on the home run by Eddie Kranepool. Now Perry working in front, the 2-strike delivery, a fly ball to the opposite field, ambling back is Jesus Alou, and he has it for the out. So 2 up and 2 set aside by Perry, and now Jack Fisher comes up. Jack has been up twice, been struck out twice. He'll get a nice hand. He's pitched well. Fisher pitched superbly against the Giants all last year. He started against the Giants in each of the 6 series. The Mets won 4 of the 6 games he started. And it's off the outside corner, ball 1. Jack won 2 and lost 2. In 2 other games that he started, the Mets won. Next pitch by Perry, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gaylord Perry was just fantastic. He was the first hurler in the major leagues last year to win 20 games. I think when he won his 20th, he'd only lost 2 games. He wound up 21 and 8. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perry with a count of 1 and 2, and the pitch to Fisher a little bit high, and Jack lets it go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the last of the 8th inning. It's tied up 1-1. Now Perry over the head, the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball in the dirt, 3 and 2. Bud Harrelson on deck. Bud, the leadoff batter, has done his job. He's been on base 2 times out of 3 tonight. Pitching 3 and 2. A little ground ball hit right down the first base line, and it goes foul. McCovey letting it roll, hoping it might hit something and jump back across the line. Stranger things have happened. Gaylord Perry is 3 and 2 on Jack Fisher. He has walked only 1 batter tonight. That was Harrelson in the 6th inning. Now the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Perry started for the dugout. He thought he had him struck out. So Fisher reaches on a walk on 3 and 2. A fastball that just missed the outside corner. And now Bud Harrelson comes up. Bud has flied to center, single to left, and reached on a walk. Here's the pitch to him. A swing and a miss and a curve that was down around the knees. Strike 1.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, the tie-breaking run on first base, 2 men down. Chuck Hiller waiting on deck, hoping that Bud Harrelson can save him a turn at bat. Now the pitch. A line drive, a base hit to right center field. Mayers racing after it. Fisher will go to third on the base hit. And the Mets have runners at first and third. So with 2 down, the Mets are threatening. Runners at first and third on the single to right center by Bud Harrelson. His second hit of the game. And now Chuck Hiller comes up. Chuck has lined out to left, sacrificed to try and help build a run, and skied to center, nothing for 2. And now Herman Franks is going out to talk to Gaylord Perry. He has a left-hander ready in the bullpen if he decides to go percentage-wise. Not only is Hiller a left-hand batter, but Luplow, the on-deck batter, also hits left-handed. Bill Henry is the left-hander in the bullpen. Lindsay McDaniel, the right-hander. No sign has gone out. Herman is just talking things over with Tom Haller. And his pitcher, Gaylord Perry, with the infield gathered around, and Perry will stay with it. A single to right center by Bud Harrelson was really drilled. Mets now have 6 hits in the game. And number 7 could be a big one. Perry looks around to check his defensive setup. Fisher's on third, Harrelson on first, 2 out. And the pitch. A foul ball hit deep down the left field line, back into the crowd. Hiller really gives you a battle when he's up in a situation like this. You might get him out, but as the pitchers say, he's a tough out. You really have to work on him. Now the stretch by Perry. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. Now Gaylord Perry has a 2-strike advantage. And the job is increasingly difficult for Chuck Hiller. Last of the 8th. The 2-strike pitch. Ooh, just a little bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was close. Chuck gets out of the batter's box. Clear as he spikes out, he's probably saying to himself, boy, that might have been too close to take. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hiller choking up on the handle of the bat. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 3 call on the inside corner of the letter. And the side is out for Gaylord Perry, his 5th strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. And now, at the end of 8 innings, the Giants won and the Mets won.
Poverty, ignorance, pain, hunger, sadness, loss of self-respect, disease, false idols, hate. These are the reasons why people fight. These are also the reasons why the Peace Corps is in Ghana and India and Colombia and 49 other countries. The job of a Peace Corps volunteer is to give people a chance to develop dignity, to give people a chance to know they can do a job well, to give people a chance to be proud, to give people a chance at a better life, in short, to give people a chance. This is how the Peace Corps works for peace. Would you like to work for peace? You may be qualified. Write the Peace Corps in Washington for an application.
Ninth inning here at Shea Stadium, and the Giants come up against Jack Fisher. Hal Lanier will be leading off. Every game Gaylord Perry has started this year has been quite a struggle. The only game Gaylord has won, he pitched a shutout. The Giants have not scored runs in the games that Gaylord Perry was on the mound. In In addition to his shutout win, he lost 2-1, and he lost 3-2. Now Fisher, into his windup, the pitch to Lanier, ground ball tapped foul down the third base line. Peanuts Lowry coaching at third. Charlie Fox on the lines at first. Hope you're planning to join us tomorrow night for the middle game of the series. Game time, 8 p.m. The Giants will be pitching their ace, Juan Marichal. And Bill Dennehy will be on the mound for New York. Now here's the windup. Pitch by Fisher. Fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shortstop Hal Lanier has flied to right, popped to short. Reached on an attempted sacrifice and fielder's choice. It was a time at bat, so Hal was going 0 for 3. The 1-1 pitch. Crossfire, foul to back upstairs over our broadcasting booth and out of play. Four night games in a row this week here at Shea. 3 with the Giants, then Friday night with Houston. Then a Ladies' Day game Saturday afternoon with the Astros, and a big doubleheader with Houston on Sunday. The 1-2 delivery. Sidearm curve, a swing and a miss. Fisher fans Lanier. That was a beautiful pitch. A sidearm slow curve. Only the second strikeout in the ballgame for Fisher. He got a big one back in the opening inning when he struck out Jim Hart with 2 men on. Now Gaylord Perry coming up. Gaylord's not a bad hitter. He has had 1 for 3. In the 8th inning at Philadelphia, Bob Aspromani has hit a 3-run homer to put Houston in front. Curve is tapped foul, strike 1. 3-run homer by Bob Aspromani, and the Astros lead Philadelphia at least 5-3. It may be more because the Phillies have used 4 pitchers in the 8th inning. Larry Jackson, the starting pitcher, went out. In came Grant Jackson, then Dick Hall, and now Ruben Gomez. That might be quite an inning. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball by Jack Fisher and a 2-strike count on Gaylord Perry. Pittsburgh got a run in the last of the 8th inning to tie up the Dodgers. Dodgers 3 and the Pirates 3, and they're in the 9th inning at Pittsburgh. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A sidearm slow curve. So there are 2 away, nobody on, and it brings up Tito Fuentes. Fisher really bearing down on that 8 and 9 hitter in the batting order. And he'll be bearing down just as tough on Fuentes because he doesn't want to face Mays here in the 9th inning. Tito Fuentes, the second baseman, he is 0 for 4. He has flied to center, been thrown out by Ken Boyer on a bunt attempt on a beautiful play. Curve is in, strike 1 called, another slow curve. When he reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning and flied to right in the 6th inning. Now Fisher winds, and the sidearm fastball is hit foul back into the crowd. And now Fisher has 20s, 2 strikes. St. Louis leads Cincinnati 1-0 at the end of 4.5 with Bob Gibson pitching. Jim Maloney, returning to action, is pitching for Cincinnati. The Reds will be coming to Shea Stadium next week for 2 night games and a day game. Now the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And all 3 men were struck out on a sidearm slow curveball. Beautiful pitch by Jack Fisher. And he struck out the side in the 8th inning and gets a standing ovation as he comes off the mound. Beautiful job by Jack Fisher. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on at the end of 8.5 innings. The Giants won and the Mets won.
And now a message from the Vice President of the United States, Hubert H. Humphrey.
On behalf of CARE, I commend the radio and television industry for what it has done to make the name CARE synonymous with the humanitarian concern of the people of this country. In its 20 years as a non-profit, voluntary agency, CARE has distributed over $750 million in goods and services in more than 62 countries. This is an astounding figure when one considers that its support is entirely voluntary support from the people. CARE gratefully acknowledges the notable public service efforts of the National Association of Broadcasters on behalf of the needy peoples around the world.
Bottom half of the ninth inning. Mets batting with a chance to win it. The ball game is tied 1-1. And now Luplow is up against Gaylord Perry. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's ball one. Luplow has lined to center, grounded to second, and bounced back to the mound, nothing for 3. Tommy Davis on deck, and then Eddie Cranepool. So the Mets have the middle of their batting order up. Now the pitch on the way. Breaking ball inside. 2-0 on Al Luplow. Jack Fisher pitching a strong ball game as he hooks up against Gaylord Perry. Fisher struck out the side in the top of the ninth. Now the Let's Go Mets tries fill the stadium. Bill Henry and Ron Herbel on call in the Giant bullpen. The 2-0 delivery. It's over for a call strike, 2-1. Giants have 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. New York 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. 2-1 delivery. Luplow tried to drag a bunt, he missed. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Al trying to get on. He was trying to drag that one with him as he ran up on it. So now it is 2-2. Pitching 2-2. Foul tipped. He just got a piece of it to stay in there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gaylord Perry over the head. Down comes the arm. And again he fouls it off, driving the ball into the dirt right by home plate. We've had a wonderful opening ball game of this series. 2 more tomorrow night and Thursday night. The 2-2 delivery. A drive well hit to right center. Willie Mays racing for it. He's getting under it. And Willie makes the catch near the warning track in right center. One out and nobody on. Tommy Davis coming up. Tommy has 1 hit and 3 times up. He got a base hit through the middle his first time up tonight in the second inning. Tommy Davis hitting at .316. In comes the pitch to him. Fastball in, strike 1 call. Now Perry has his sign from Haller, and the pitch to Davis, a swing and a miss on a curveball, and the count is strike 2. The Toronto Maple Leafs defeated Montreal tonight 3-1 to clinch the Stanley Cup championship. They won it 4 games to 2. Now Tommy Davis just having umpire Stan Landis look at the ball. That final score again, Toronto 3, Montreal Canadiens 1, and the Maple Leafs are the champions of the Stanley Cup play. Gaylord Perry with a 2-strike count on Tommy Davis. When Tommy got his base hit in the second inning, it was on a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch to him. Low and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last of the 9th inning, and the game tied 1-1. Pitching 1-2.
A swing and a miss. He struck him out. That was quite a pitch by Perry. He cross-fired a rising fastball to Tommy Davis, shoulder high, and struck him out. That is 6 strikeouts for Gaylord Perry. It brings up Eddie Kranepool. Eddie has a bunt single, a line drive home run, and a fly ball caught by Mays in rather deep center. Eddie put New York in front 1-0 with his second home run in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to him. Off on the outside corner, strike one call. Jerry Puchek is the on-deck hitter. 2 outs, nobody on. Down comes the pitch by Perry. A foul ball wafted back toward the crowd and out of play. Perry has consistently worked in front of the batters. And again, he works with a 2-strike advantage. Never unusual when the Mets and Giants get together to have extra inning ball games. They have had some doozies. The 2-strike pitch, foul ball, that one struck Eddie on the leg. Mets and Giants had a 15-inning game. They had the never-to-be-forgotten 23-inning game as the second game of a doubleheader. It was all over. It was about 11:23 at night. Two-strike count on Eddie Kranepool. Perry over the head. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If we go to the 10th inning, the Giants will have their big hitters coming up. Henderson, Mays, and McCovey. The 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. And we'll be going to the 10th. That's the 7th strikeout for Gaylord Perry. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. So, at the end of 9 innings, it's the Giants, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. The New York Mets, 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. Right here, we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
The Tops and Pops on the Leon Kelly Show, Monday through Friday from 6:15 until 12 midnight on WGY, the Big Bright Sound, Schenectady.
Bob Murphy with Lindsay Nelson and Ralph Kiner from Shea Stadium, where we're going to the 10th inning. A sparkling ball game to open the 3-game set with the Giants. Superb pitching duel between Jack Fisher and Gaylord Perry. Fisher had a couple of great mound duels with Juan Marichal last year. And to the 10th inning, right fielder Ken Henderson will lead off, then Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. Fielder Ken Henderson is 0 for 2 officially. He walked in the 3rd inning, and he was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. Henderson, left-hand batter. Jerry Puchek playing him shallow, fairly close to the line. Ground ball bounced on the right side. Hiller moves in, snags the hop. The Kranepool, 1 down. Now Willie Mays. Willie has 2 for 4 tonight, a double to left center and a single to right. His last time up, he skied DeBarge in shallow center. Now the windup by Fisher, and the pitch to Willie, a drive in the air to left field. Davis cutting over, he's there, makes the catch. Hard hit line drive taken on the warning track right in front of the bullpen by Tommy Davis. Now Willie McCovey. The Houston Astros had one of those innings you dream about.
They scored 8 runs in the 8th inning at Philadelphia. The Astros now lead the Phillies 10-3 going to the last of the 8th inning. Phillies used 4 pitchers in the 8th. Bob Aspromonte had the big hit, a 3-run homer. 2 outs, nobody on, and the always dangerous McCovey hitting. The pitch by Fisher, fastball a strike on the inside corner. The Dodgers and Pirates are tied 3-3 at the end of 9. They're going to the 10th inning. Regan replaced Osteen in the 8th inning, and Elroy Faith is now pitching for the Pirates. And the pitch to McCovey. He pops the ball up on a beautiful changeup by Fisher. Harrelson and Hiller are there, and Hiller takes it to side is out. So Jack Fisher again retires to side. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. And the score at the end of 9.5 innings. The Giants won and the Mets won.
The spring is springier, the swing is swingier, with the portable radio along. The news is newsier, the blues are bluesier, the folk songs folkier, the jokes are jokier, with the portable radio along. Take a portable radio wherever you go. In emergency, if you need one, the best of all their fun. The jaunts are stormier, the old hearts heartier, the trips are thriftier, the hips are fiftier, with the portable radio along.
Now the home 10th inning, Jerry Buchek leads off against Gaylord Perry. Jerry, who has been sidelined with a muscle pull in his leg, forced into action when third baseman Ken Boyer was hurt. Buchek has been up once, bounced out. Here's the pitch by Perry. A high drive, well hit to left field. Back by the wall, it's playable for a roll. He's got it against the fence. Well, for a brief moment, that looked like it might be it. It yanked everybody out of their seats. But Alou, back on the warning track, right in front of the bullpen at the 3:58 marker, made the play. 1 out and nobody on. Jerry Grody coming up. Buchek had his good rip. He almost broke the ball game up. Jerry Grody 0 for 3 tonight against Gaylord Perry. The tall right-hander delivers a long drive that's foul deep down the line and back up into the feet. And here in the bottom half of the 10th inning, the Mets are coming up swinging from the heels trying to break this one up. Grody was way out in front on that. He sure hit it far enough, but in the wrong direction. Now Perry winds, and the pitch to Grody, a check swing grounder down to third. Jim Hart is up with it, the throw to first, 2 men away. Grody did not mean to hit that one. He's trying to hold up on his swing. Now 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Don Weiss coming up. Don has 1 for 3, a triple to right center. He was out trying to leg it home. Don hitting number 8. Fisher comes out on deck. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Quite a pitching duel between Perry and Fisher. Taken high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Fisher's last start was last Thursday in Chicago, and the Mets were shut out by Ferguson Jenkins. Fisher pitched a good ball game. And here tonight, he's had only 1 run to work with. And it's popped up by Bosch on the left side of the diamond. The shortstop, Lanier, goes out. It's called off now by the left fielder, Alou, and he makes the catch in very short left field. 3
up and 3 down in the home 10th inning, and at the end of 10, the Giants 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. The New York Mets 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. As the 1967 New York Mets yearbook is on sale here at Shea Stadium. It's more convenient. You can order your copy by mail. The total cost by mail would be 65 cents. The yearbook is 50 cents, 15 for postage and handling. If you'd like to get your copy by mail, send 65 cents to Mets Yearbook, Shea Stadium, Flushing, 11368, New York. You'll enjoy the yearbook with the pictures and biographical data on all of the players and the big centerfold color picture of the entire squad that is suitable for framing. Jim Ray Hart, with 1 for 4 in the ball game, will be up against Jack Fisher in the 11th inning. Hart, a power hitter. The Mets play him deep and around toward left. The pitch by Fisher, curve hit on the ground to shortstop. Harrelson deep in the hole has it. His long throws right on the money. 1 down. Real good throw by Bud Harrelson. One out and nobody on. Now Tom Haller coming up. Haller has 1 hit and 4 times up. He singled to right in the 6th inning, and when Haller was sliding into third, that was the play that Boyer was upended, and Kim turned his ankle. The infield and the outfield swung around to right. Way inside, he made him wiggle. 1 ball and no strike. Wants the ball looked over. Grody's return throw to Fisher was rolled out to the mound. I don't know whether it accidentally hit Haller's leg or not. So as a result, Mr. Haller wanted the ball looked over. It was all right. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the 11th inning. The Giants won, the Mets won. Fisher over the head. Down comes the arm. And a beautiful curve breaks on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fisher has had tremendous command of his curveball. Jesus Alou, the left fielder, is the on-deck batter. The 1-1 pitch to Haller, and he pops it up, and it'll be out of play. Back comes Jerry Grody, but he has no play. This is a souvenir. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tom Haller. Pitchers have gone the route of the stirring mound duel. Now the 1-2 pitch. A check swing foul ball back up toward the press level. Count remains at 1-2 on Haller. Haller caught 142 ball games for the Giants last season. Now Fisher studying the sign. The 1-2 pitch. Just under the knees. 2-2. Fisher and Grody, the expression on their face, you could tell both thought they had him struck out. Even count 2-2 on Haller. And the pitch by Fisher. A line drive caught by Cranebowl. A changeup by Fisher. And Haller really socked it, but a line drive shoulder high right to Eddie Cranebowl. Jesus Alou coming up. Jesus has 2 hits and 4 times up. He singled to center in the 2nd, and he singled to left, driving in the Giant run, which tied the ball game in the 6th inning. We are now on the top of the 11th.
sidearm delivery, and it's popped up. Down the third base line, it's playable in foul ground. Buchek is under it. And Jerry's got it. The side is out. So, for the fourth straight inning, Jack Fisher sets the Giants down. 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. And at the end of 10 and a half innings, the Giants won and the Mets won. Now here's a word from Rango.
Contact departure control. American 1, Kennedy Tower. Clipper 79, clear to land. 2 right. Contact Air France 003, clear to lead takeoff. Air Force 757, Kennedy Tower. Do you intend to land or go around? 4116.
When you're in control at Kennedy International, there's a lot riding on what you say. You can't fake it.
No, you can't fake anything. It has to be, you have to know it. You have to get it across to the bow because he knows that there's other airplanes up there with him. So at a given time of day, you can come look at the radar sometime and you'll see airplanes come out from 40 miles, 3 miles apart. And it's a ticklish job. Let's be honest, it's ticklish.
That'd be good to be on top in New York City. That's true of anything. There are 302 different brands of beer trying to make it in New York. 302. But the only one that's made it to the top is Rheingold. Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
Jack Fisher is getting a marvelous ovation as he comes out to lead off in the last of the 11th inning. He has hooked up in a tremendous pitching duel with Gaylord Perry. Fisher reached on a walk his last time up. Bluffed at a bunt, and the pitch is inside, ball 1. Fisher 0 for 2 tonight. He was struck out twice by Gaylord Perry, and then he reached on a walk in the last of the 8th inning. That game with 2 men down, and Bud Harrelson followed with a base hit. Ground the ball, foul, no play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bud Harrelson is on deck, and then Chuck Hiller. This has been Bud Harrelson's finest game. Played a smooth game in the field, and he's been on base 3 out of 4 times. A ground ball hit toward the hole, and near deep for the hole. Now makes the long throw, and it's in time to get Fisher. 1 out and nobody on. Bud Harrelson comes up. Bud has 2 hits and 3 times at bat. He also has reached on a walk. The last of the 8th inning with 2 down and Fisher on first. He singled to right center. Jack raced around to third. Gaylord Perry then made quite a pitch. Let her high on the inside corner. And Hiller was called out on strikes to nip the threat. Jim Ray Hart moves in close at third against Bud Harrelson. Now Perry over the head, the pitch to Bud. A ground ball drilled to shortstop. Lanier has it. He straightens up, throws, and he has him by a running stride. And Gaylord now has retired 9 straight hitters, and it brings up Chuck Hiller. Chuck is 0 for 3. Line to left, sacrifice, slide to center, and was called out on strike. Last of the 11th inning, and the game tied 1-1. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a drive of the air to center. Mays galloping in, he's there, and Willie makes the catch. The side is out. Well, the Mets are out quickly, and they're half of the 11th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. And at the end of 11 innings, it's the Giants 1 and the Mets 1. Now here's a word from Rango.
Bacon and tomato, white on.
P.T. White.
Blasted and Sam.
Got it out.
River Works Rye to go.
It was try to go.
Toasted bun.
Toasted barbecue. Elsie, pick him up, please. Charlotte, you got a 3 waiting. Come on, girls. Pick
them up. They're starting to move themselves.
In New York, you've got to be able to dish it out. If you're going to make it, you've got to be good.
You have to be a interpreter. You got to be a handwriting analysis. I got a reputation here, and I push out a good food. You know, I try to be top because everything in New York is big. You know, it's even though my place is not the biggest restaurant in New York, I feel like it's a big time place. I have good meats and good bread stuffs, and you gotta be good to make it in New York. Take for instance beer. You come to figure it out, there's an awful lot of beer sold in New York, and there's only one beer that really made it, Rheingold. Most everyone wants it, Rheingold.
Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
Lanier, the shortstop of the Giants, is up to face Jack Fisher in the top of the 12th inning. Al Lanier 0 for 4 this evening. Here's the windup by Jack. His pitch, a line drive into left. That's the base hit, and they go for 2. Lanier is around first, and he's on his way to second. And he'll go into second base, standing up with a line drive double. He hit a hanging curveball and pulled it between Davis and the line and back by the bullpen. Jack Fisher had retired 14 consecutive hitters. At the moment, Gaylord Perry has retired 10 in a row. Now Fisher's string has been broken, and the heavy pressure is on. Now Gaylord Perry will be coming up to hit. Buchek and Cranesville talking with Fisher as they discuss how they'll defense against the bunt. So Jack Fisher in a tough spot now. Lanier has led off the 12th inning with a double. Cranesville in close, looking for the bunt. Here's the stretch by Fisher. Perry squares around. He bunts at it and misses, and Grody was going to throw to second, but couldn't get around Perry. Jerry wanted to try and pick off Hal Lanier. But Perry had lunged across the plate trying to bunt the ball. Grody couldn't get around him to throw. One strike count on Gaylord Perry. Tito Fuente is on deck, and then Ken Henderson. Now Fisher in the set position. He squares around, bunts it foul, and the count is strike 2. Now let's see if Herman Franks will have Gaylord Perry try and bunt the third strike. Right now, Franks is calling Perry back to the dugout. He just wants to tell him something. And now he's going to put a hitter up for him. It appears that he may put up a hitter. Norm Seaburn is around the bat rack. And now Norm, who had started out, is being called back. And it's going to apparently be somebody else. But Gaylord Perry is being taken out of the ballgame. He was up there to bunt, failed on the first 2 attempts, and now Franks wants to put a hitter up there and try and get a base hit. And it looks like Davenport coming out of the dugout. Jim Davenport is coming out. Davenport hitting .333. Now, if Davenport strike out, the strikeout would be charged to Gaylord Perry. Westrom is going out to the mound to talk to Jack Fisher. The Giants will have a new pitcher in the ball game in the bottom half of the 12th inning. Gaylord Perry went 11 innings. He gave up just 1 run. That was Cranesville's home run. Scattered 6 base hits. He walked only 2 men, and he struck out 7. Lindy McDaniel and Bill Henry are in the Giant bullpen. Don Shaw and Jack LeMabe are warming up for the New York Mets. Now Davenport is the batter with a 2-strike count. Here's the stretch by Fisher. And he steps off holding the runner. Lanier is on second base, nobody out. The 2-strike pitch. He sidearms him, foul ball. Oh, it was ripped by Davenport. A curve that hung a little bit, and he ripped it, but it went foul down the left field line. Count remains strike two. Fisher has gone a long way here tonight. We're in the 12th inning, and now he's in a position where he has to try and reach and see if there's anything left. A ground ball back to the mound. Fisher's got it. He holds the runner. Throws the first one out. Oh, it was ripped by Davenport. A sidearm curve that hung a little bit, and he ripped it, but it went foul down the left field line. Count remains strike two. Fisher has gone a long way here tonight. We're in the 12th inning, and now he's in a position where he has to try and reach and see if there's anything left. A ground ball back to the mound. Fisher's got it. He holds the runner. Throws the first one out. Now Tito Fuentes is scheduled to hit, but Norm Seaburn is going to bat for him. Veteran left-hand hitter, Norm Seaburn. Tito Fuentes had gone 0 for 5 facing Jack Fisher. And so Herman Franks is putting up his veteran left-handed pinch hitter, Norm Seaburn. Seaburn came to the Giants during the offseason in a deal with the Angels. Left-hand hitter, and he's been a good one over the years. Now Fisher off the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. It's inside of the letters, ball one. On second base, one out. And a tense moment here for the New York Mets. The game tied 1-1, top half of the 12th inning. Fisher has gone all the way. Now he eyes his runner. The pitch to Seaburn, way outside, almost a wild pitch. First pitch all night that has really gotten away from Jack. And the count is 2-0 on Norm Seaburn. Fisher remembers Seaburn from his American League days. Fisher working behind now on the batter. 2 balls and no strikes. Down comes his pitch, and it's over for a strike, a fastball, 2-1. Infielder Cesar Gutierrez has gone down to the bullpen to play catch. He'll come into the Giant infield. The count is 2-1 on Seaburn, and the pitch by Fisher missed the inside corner, 3-1. Fisher working hard here on Norm Seaburn. He wants to get him and Ken Henderson, otherwise he'll have to face Willie Mays. Harrelson trying to sneak in on the runner. Lanier is on second, 1 out. Big pitch coming up right here. The 3-1 delivery, ball 4. Inside and low, and Seaburn goes to first base. That's the first batter Jack Fisher has walked since back in the 3rd inning. He's walked only 3 in the game. Ken Henderson, the right fielder, a left-hand batter coming up. He has lined to right, walked, reached on a fielder's choice, been hit by a pitch and bounced out. Officially, he has gone 0 for 3. Fisher in a spot now where the work is really hard. Now he checks his runners, and the pitch to Henderson is over at the knees, strike 1. Willie Mays is on deck. Henderson steps out. Lanier, who opened the inning with a double, is on second. And Norm Seaburn is on first, one out. Mets have the infield hoping for a shot at two with Harrelson shaded towards second. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball back, no play. A two-strike count. With a two-strike count on Ken Henderson. Henderson hitting out of an overly close stand. The Mets figure him as a pull hitter. By shaded toward right center. The two-strike pitch. Strike three called. Henderson squawking. Beautiful pitch by Fisher. And now Willie Mays. Strikeout for Jack Fisher. Now Willie is up with 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the 12th. Cesar Gutierrez is coming in the ballgame now as the runner for Seaburn. In tonight's game, Willie has 2 hits in 5 times up. Bench runner in the game now for Norm Seaburn. Cesar Gutierrez, newcomer to the Giant Ball Club, an infielder. Now the stretch by Fisher. Here's his pitch. Foul ball. That ball came back and struck Willie on the right leg. He's keeping score of the ball game. Cesar spells his last name Gutierrez. One-strike count on Willie Mays. 2 outs and 2 on, top of the 12th inning. Game tied 1-1. Infield and the outfield straight away. Now the pitch on the way. A sidearm curve, strike 2. Fisher has had marvelous command of that sidearm curveball. Now the Mets dugout is trying to get the attention of the left side of the infield, and they want that infield set deeper. They try and get that ball hit in the hole. Here's the 2-strike delivery. Sidearm curve outside. Good play by Jerry Grody. That one broke way outside. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wes Westrom moving Harrelson and Buchek deeper on the left side of the diamond against Willie Mays. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Willie has a single and double in 5 times up. Al Lanier leads off second. Gutierrez leads off first. Crowd right on the edge of their seat. Now Fisher in the set position. Here's the pitch on the way. A check swing bloop going foul into the crowd. He had Willie fooled with that sidearm curveball, but he fouled it off and stays in there. Count remains at 1-2 on Willie Mays. Now Willie steps back into the batter's box. Taps the big end of the bat on the plate, cocks it off his right shoulder. Lanier leads off second. Gutierrez leads off first. Bites the center fielder over toward left center. Pitching 1-2. Curve way outside, 2-2. Fisher trying hard to get the strikeout. Going with his sidearm curveball. The last 2 have been outside. Fisher pitching one of the finest games of his career. Pitching 2-2. Way inside an overhand fastball, and Willie had to get out of there. So the string is out, 3-2. Well, here we go. Fisher had Willie, 2 strikes. Now it's 3-2, and the runners will be in motion. The game tied 1-1, 2 down, 2 men on. Lanier, the lead runner, he'll be going. So will Gutierrez. Here's the stretch by Fisher. Now the pitch on the way. A line drive, base hit through the hole in left field. Lanier around third is coming in to score, and the Giants have taken the lead. Willie Mays with a clean single through the hole into left field. That puts the Giants in front, 2-1. It brings up Willie McCovey. Westrom is coming out of the dugout, and he may bring Don Shaw in to face McCovey, a left-hand hitter. What a magnificent ball game Jack Fisher has pitched against his old teammates, the Giants, here tonight. And what a tough ball game to have to go into the dugout with now. There's the sign going to the bullpen, and Don Shaw is coming in to replace Jack Fisher. Fisher is undoubtedly tired. He has pitched all the way, and this ball game is in the 12th inning. While the pitching change is being made, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network. To replace Jack Fisher. For Don Shaw, this will be his 7th appearance of the young season. He has saved 2 ball games, both for Tom Seaver. Here's Jack Fisher leading them out. He deserves a great hand. Fisher leads the ball game, and Don Shaw comes in to pitch to McCovey. Fisher had Willie Mays 2 strikes. He tried to get him with a sidearm curveball. The 2 sidearm curves went outside. That made the count 2-2. Then he fired an overhand fastball. He reached back for all he had, but he missed inside with it. And on 3-2, Willie Mays hit a shot through the hole in the left field for a base hit, bringing home Hal Lanier to put the Giants in front by a score of 2-1 here at the top of the 12th inning. Gutierrez, the pinch runner, went from first to third. So Don Shaw is in the ball game now to face Willie McCovey. And Jack Fisher here tonight pitched 11 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 runs, scattered 10 hits, walked 3, and struck out 5. When Lanier doubled, leading off the 12th inning, it broke a string. Fisher had retired 14 consecutive batters. In other games tonight, the Houston Astros got 8 runs in the 8th inning, including a 3-run homer by Bob Aspromonte, as the Astros beat the Phillies 10-3. Mike Cuellar all the way for the victory. Larry Jackson was the loser. The Dodgers have just scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th inning at Pittsburgh. And so the Dodgers lead the Pirates 5-3, going to the bottom half of the 11th inning. And Peronowski has just come in. Denny LeMaster pitched a 4-hitter. Rico Carty had a 3-run homer. The Braves beat the Cubs 3-1. And the Cardinals, behind Bob Gibson, lead Cincinnati 5-0 at the end of 6. Maloney was the Cincinnati starter. We will be back. Now Willie McCovey is the batter facing Don Shaw with runners at first and third. And 2 men away. Left-hander against left-hander. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. McCovey has 1 hit and 4 times up. He reached on a walk in the first, and he singled in the third. Since then, Jack Fisher retired him 3 times in a row. Now the stretch by Shaw, and the pitch to McCovey. The sinker is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Minnesota leads the New York Yankees 10-2 at the end of 7.5. Washington shut out Kansas City 1-0 in the first game of a doubleheader. And the second game is scoreless at the end of 5.5 innings. Hannon and Hunter are the pitchers. The 1-1 pitch. A ground ball hit down to first, foul ball. Grabbed by Eddie Crane, Julio, the easiest play in the world to get him at the ball. Been fair. Baltimore at Cleveland postponed. Detroit at Chicago postponed. The warm-ups on the West Coast, Hank Fisher for the Red Sox, and Pat McLaughlin for the California Angels. Lindy McDaniel and Frank Lindsay are working now in the Giant bullpen. Giants will have a new hurler on in the bottom half of the 12th. Here's the pitch on the way. And the curveball is outside and low. Cesar Gutierrez is the runner at third. And And Willie Mays, who broke the deadlock, is on first. It was Willie's third hit of the night. Now Shaw in the set position. And the pitch to McCovey. A ground ball hit slowly, but right at Chuck Hiller. He's got it. Hiller pegs the crane pool. The side is out. So Don Shaw gets the job done, getting a tough hitter, Willie McCovey, out. The Giants get a run in the top of the 12th inning. One run. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. At the end of 11 and a half innings, the Giants 2 and the New York Mets 1. Last of the 12th inning, Lindsay McDaniel comes on to pitch now for the Giants. For the veteran reliever, this will be his 8th appearance of the year. He lost the game in relief to Cincinnati on April 16th. Last 2 outings in relief, both against Cincinnati, he did not give up an earned run. Last year, Lindsay McDaniel won 10 and lost 5. And lifetime against the Mets, McDaniel has won 3 and lost 2. He has 95 lifetime Major League victories. Cesar Gutierrez is now playing shortstop, and Hal Lanier has moved over to second. The Mets will have Al Luplow, Tommy Davis, and Eddie Kranepool coming up in the bottom half of the 12th inning. What a tremendous ball game to open this 3-game series. Jack Fisher pitching one of the finest games of his career. He had tremendous command of all of his pitches, and particularly his curveball. You could tell that Jack was firing a little bit in the 12th inning, but he got the 2-strike count on Willie Mays and just missed on the first sidearm curve and then missed by quite a bit with the second one. So then he came with his fastball. He reached back for all he could get. It was inside, and then Willie on 3 and 2 got the base hit to put the Giants in front. It was a tremendous pitching performance. Now Al Luplow is up against McDaniel. Here's the pitch on the way, and the curve drops right in there, strike 1. Now the tall right-hander's pitch to Luplow is outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Chicago Cubs dealt Lindsay to the Giants prior to last year for Randy Hundley and Bill Hance. Deal that has helped both ball clubs. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss as he took a little bit off on it, and it's 1-2 to Al Luplow. Al 0 for 4 this evening. Hit the ball deep to center his last time up, and Mays went back to get it. Ball, 2 strikes on Luplow. The pitch by Lindsay McDaniel, a ground ball off the pitcher's glove, headed toward the middle. Up with the ball, Gutierrez, the peg, safe! Base hit for Al Luplow. Cesar Gutierrez went in behind second and came up with it and whipped the ball to first base, and on a very close play, Luplow is safe with an infield hit. Now Tommy Davis. Tonight at Pittsburgh, the Dodgers on 2 runs in the 11th inning defeated Pittsburgh 5-3. Regan gets the win in relief. Steve Blass, the loser, in relief. Now let's see how the Mets play it. The batter is Tommy Davis. Here's the stretch by McDaniel, and the pitch to Tommy. Off the outside corner, ball 1. Giants not playing their defense as though they think Davis will be bunting. They think he'll be swinging away. He's the cleanup batter. Tonight, Tommy has 1 hit in 4 times up. Now the pitch by McDaniel, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Everything is over in the National League now except the game in St. Louis. Houston with an 8-run 8th inning beats the Phillies 10-3. The Dodgers in 11 tripped the Pirates 5-3. Atlanta 3, Chicago 1. And the Cardinals lead the Reds 5-0 after 6.5. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tommy Davis. The Mets trail by a run, bottom of the 12th inning. Now the pitch. Way outside. Haller had to move over for that. 2 balls and a strike. Left-hander. Right-hander Frank Lindsay are on call now for Herman Franks out in that Giant bullpen in left field. Luplo leading off first. The 2-1 pitch to Tommy Davis, a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. McDaniel on in relief. Trying to save it for Gaylord Perry, who pitched a tremendous ball game. Perry and Fisher pitched about as well as you can pitch this game. Now the 2-2 delivery, and it's a line drive to short, caught by Gutierrez. No chance for a double play. Tommy reached for the pitch, which had him fooled, and hit a soft line drive right to Cesar Gutierrez. That brings up Eddie Kranepool. Have had 11 left on the bases tonight. The Mets have had just 4. Now Kranepool is the batter. Eddie has 2 hits, including a home run, that got the Mets their only run back in the 5th inning. McCovey holding against Luplo. And now Haller is going out to talk to McDaniel. Jerry Buchek is the on-deck batter. Jerry's last time up, he almost broke the ball game up. He was the leadoff batter in the last of the 10th inning, and he hit a drive that was caught by Lou right out by the wall. Now the stretch. And the pitch by McDaniel. Fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes to Eddie Kranepool. Gaylord Perry went 11 innings, gave up 1 run, and Jack Fisher went 11 2/3 and gave up just 2 runs. Fisher pitched last Thursday in Chicago. The Mets were shut out. Here's the pitch on the way. A drive well hit to right by Kranepool. Back toward the bullpen, and this one is off the wall for an extra base hit. Rounding third is Luplo. He'll tie up the ball game. Kranepool's on his way to third. He's over a triple. Standing here at Shea. Eddie Kranepool missed breaking the ball game up by, I'd say about 6 inches. The ball hit just below the orange line near the foul pole. A 3-base hit to right by Kranepool to tie it up. Luplo bringing home the tying run, and now the winning run is on third. 1 man out, and Jerry Buchek will be coming up, and we're going to get a pitching change. Big night for Eddie Kranepool. For Eddie, that's his 3rd hit of the game. A bunt single, a home run, and now a run-scoring triple. Eddie has driven both runs in. And he just missed breaking it up. The ball hit just below the orange line, above the padded area in the right field corner. And this will be all for Lindsay McDaniel. Herman Franks is on the mound to make a pitching change. A brand new ball game. It's tied 2-2 here in the last of the 12th inning. And the Mets, if they can get 1 more hit, will have it 1. A long outfield fly would do the trick. And that's why we're getting this particular pitcher in the ball game, too, Frank Lindsay. He is a sinker ball specialist. When he has his good sinker ball, he usually makes the batter hit the ball on the ground. That's why Herman Franks wants him in the ball game right now. He wants grounders because a long outfield fly would win it. For Frank Lindsay, his 9th outing this year, he has won 1 and lost none. And Lindsay, well, you can't do any better than he's done. He has made 8 relief appearances. He has yet to give up a run. To make it even worse, in the last 7 relief appearances, Lindsay has given up only 3 hits. Eddie Kranepool getting a big hand as he comes out of the ball game for a pinch runner. Leon Jones is going to run for it. Leon Jones will run for Eddie Craneboule. Well, this has been quite a night for Eddie Craneboule and Jack Fisher. Fisher cannot be the winning pitcher, but at least he cannot be the loser. It would have been a shame for either Perry or Fisher to be a losing pitcher on a night like this. They both pitched so superbly. Well, now the Mets will have Jerry Buchek and Jerry Grody to try and get that winning run home. Craneboule missed a home run, I'd say by about 6 inches. Ball struck just under the orange line in the right field corner. Now Herman Franks is bringing his outfield in because the long outfield fly wins it. So Henderson, the right fielder, is being called in. Mays is already in there. Alou is in shallow left. The Giants have their infield in. Leon Jones is the pinch runner. He's the winning run at third if the Mets can get him home. Lindsay, a sinker ball pitcher, is now in the game in relief. Tall right-hander is into his windup. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball. On the ground, right straight back. It's tied 2-2 in the bottom half of the 12th inning. Leon Jones is on third, 1 man out. Infield, Kemp on the edge of the carpet, the outfield shallow. Buchek has been up twice. Bounced out, fly deep to left field. Now Lindsay into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Frank Lindsay has a 2-strike count on Jerry Buchek. Now Buchek will be tenaciously trying to guard the strike zone. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Foul ball back. He stays in there. Leon Jones, the winning run on third, 1 man out. And Frank Lindsay brought into the pressure cooker by Herman Franks. Now the windup by Lindsay, and the pitch to Buchek. It's a line drive, foul ball. Oh, that missed by about 4 or 5 inches. Wasn't hit hard, but over the head of Hart, the third sacker, and foul by just a few inches. That looked like the ball game. Lindsay remains with a 2-strike count on Jerry Buchek. Jones leading down the line from third. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And now the Mets need a base hit. Jerry Grody is being called back, and John Sullivan will hit for Grody. Sullivan, a left-hand hitter. Sorry you missed this one. You won't see many better ball games than we've had tonight here at Shea. John Sullivan will bat for Jerry Grody. The West wants the left-hand hitter up against right-hander Frank Lindsay.
Batting for Grody, number 20, John Sullivan. Number 20.
Now the infield will drop back, and the outfield will play a normal fielding depth. Giants figuring Sullivan as a full hitter. Gutierrez, the shortstop, is shaded toward second. Willie is swung over to right center. Here's the pitch on the way. A smash to shortstop. Booted by Gutierrez. He can't find it. The Mets win the ball game. Oh, a wicked smash, and it's a base hit for Sullivan. And the Mets win it in the 12th inning. That was a wicked shot. Hit right at the feet of Cesar Gutierrez. It'll be scored a base hit. The ball struck him in the chest and bounced back toward the mound. He never saw it. By the time he realized where the ball was, it was too late. The ball game was all over. And Johnny Sullivan came out of that dugout swinging. Although the ball was hit right at Gutierrez, it was hit about as hard as you can hit one. And Jones comes in with the winning run. And the Mets, with a dramatic rally in the bottom half of the 12th inning, have won by far and away their most rewarding game of the entire season. Johnny Sullivan drives in the winning run as a pinch hitter for Jerry Grody. And the Mets win it in about as fine a ball game as you can see. What a game this was, and what a magnificent pitching duel between Jack Fisher and Gaylord Perry. One was as good as the other. Gaylord Perry went 11 innings. He gave up only 1 run. He allowed just 6 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 7. And Gaylord left the ball game for a pinch hitter after he twice tried to bunt a runner over in the top half of the 12th inning when the Giants got their go-ahead run. So the losing pitcher will be Lindsay McDaniel, who started out here in the last half of the 12th inning and worked 1/3 of an inning. He will be charged with 2 runs and 2 hits. Lindsay came in to work 1/3 of an inning, and he gave up the base hit to Sullivan that drove in what proved to be the winning run. But the story tonight was the pitching of Gaylord Perry and Jack Fisher and the slugging of Eddie Cranepool. Fisher, as we mentioned, went 11 2/3 innings, allowed just 2 runs, scattered 10 hits, walked only 3, and struck out 5. And when the Giants got the run to go in front of the 12th inning, Lanier led off with a double. At that point, Jack Fisher had retired 14 consecutive batters. He had just been blazing his way along with magnificent control, particularly of his sidearm curveball. And it looked like it was going to be a tough night for Jack Fisher when Willie Mays, on 3-2 with 2 men down, drilled a single through the hole to score Hal Lanier. That put the Giants in front 2-1. But the Mets came right back in the last of the 12th inning. Al Luplo beat out an infield hit, beating the throw from Cesar Gutierrez. Tommy Davis lined to shortstop, but Eddie Cranepool just missed breaking the game up with a drive that struck probably about 6 inches or so below the orange line, just missing a home run. It was a 3-base hit for Eddie, his 3rd hit of the night. It tied the ball game. Jones came in to run for Cranepool, and after Lindsay came in and struck out Jerry Buchek, Wes Westrom sent John Sullivan to the plate, and Sullivan came up swinging from the dugout and lashed out and hit a tremendous smash right at the feet of Gutierrez. It broke off his chest for a base hit, and it won the ball game for New York. Eddie Cranepool had 3 hits, including a bunt single, a triple, and a home run, and drove in 2 of the 3 runs. The line score for New York, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And for the Giants, 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. The winner is Don Shaw in relief. He picks up his first Major League win. Don is now 1-1. He faced only 1 batter. That was Willie McCovey, and he did his job. He got the dangerous slugger out. The loser in relief is Lindsay McDaniel. The crowd tonight, because of the weather, 17,402. There had been an advance of about 25,000. But the best game of the year for Wes Western's New York Mets. In 12 innings, they beat the Giants by a final score of 3-2. They scored 2 in the 12th inning to turn the trick. Tomorrow night, Juan Marichal for the Giants, and for the New York Mets, it will be Bill Dennehy. New York Mets baseball has been brought to you by Rheingold Beer as another in its continuing parade of major sports events. It's our way of saying thank you for making Rheingold New York's largest selling beer. Rheingold, either you have it or you don't, and Rheingold's got it.
New York Mets baseball has been brought to you by Rheingold Beer as another in its continuing parade of major sports events.